people around anymore. Looks like that boat we took to Araneas might have been the last one.
Vache.
Ah, weer deze stem.
Looks like we're back here again. Huh? Traveler? Are you hearing voices again?
Yep.
That's kind of spooky. Are you sure we don't want to come back in the morning?
Vache. Vache.
Vache.
Hey, why are you still walking towards it? There might be something nasty in the water. Huh? Hang on. Paimon can kind of hear a voice. It's calling for Vache, right?
Vache.
Hey, traveler! Stop walking! Come on, wake up!
Damn, I died of cringe. Oh shit. Het is weer zo'n... de meest vervelende boss in de heel Genshin Impact.
Vache. Are you... my dear Vache?
Nee.
No, wait. You seem to be someone else. Do you know Vache? Do you know where my love is? I'm... Wait. Who am I? I'm very sorry. I fear I do not know.
Ik zie het hier. Je bent een orcus mind. Ja, het staat hier.
My memories feel like they have been washed away like a flood. So many fragments dissolved amidst the tide, never to be recovered. How much have I lost? How many things that I once held dear while on land have I since forgotten? Yes, that is what I was once.
Yo.
But now, I am but the consciousness of one who is lost, therefore.
En dan word je een overworld boss in Leeway. That's crazy.
I do not know how I came to be like this either. I only vaguely remember being covered in light blue water, and then all grew dim.
Wacht, light blue water? Ain't no way. Dus, no way.
I also remember going to many places. I loved adventure, loved exploring places of peril.
No way. Is hij iemand die in de eerste Archon quest door dat water zou moeten worden vervaagd en dan word je een overworld boss in Leeway? That's crazy.
No matter where I went, Vache would go with me. I knew how dearly he loved me. And I also loved him equally as much.
Well, Vacher dead, my love.
But now, we can no longer go back. The pain of such parting. I never knew how heavy it could be. No, our reunion no longer has any meaning.
Oh.
There is no way for us to create any new memories.
Oké. Dat is verdrietig, I guess.
The thought of me gives him no succor. So let it lie forgotten beneath the waters.
Cool.
If you meet Vache, tell him not to look for me. Tell him to move on. That is the only thing I still remember. Perhaps that is so. As I was submerged in the waters, losing consciousness, I saw Vache above the surface. His eyes were filled with such sorrow, such longing.
What the fuck?
If only I could have comforted him. Told him that I did not suffer. Indeed, I had felt a great warmth. Is that what you call it? Dissolving? If anything, I consider it a form of release.
Yo, dit gaat whack worden.
It was a state of neither fear nor frenzy, with only an endless peace, like the water's still surface. I could also liken it to being a thirsty person who drinks water for the first time, and only then sees how they have lived for so long in a world of endless want and anxiety. I think I hear your companion. It's time for you to go, I think. Farewell then.
Ik hoor niks. Ik hoor
I'm
thuis.
glad that you were able to sense my presence. Remember, if you see Vache, tell him not to seek me out any longer.
Komt goed. Oh. I was knocked the fuck out. Oh shit. What the fuck? Oorlog is gaande. Waarom is er oorlog? Oh shit. Look at her go.
Look out!
What the fuck? What happening?
Dear God, it's a whole army of Gardamex.
Waarom worden we aangevallen door Gardamex?
Clorand?
En waarom is Electromami hier? Oh shit. Oh. Zij staat aan onze kant?
Quick, now's our chance!
Oké. Yo, deze robots hebben trash aim. Yo, what the fuck? So she going crazy. Het is helemaal wild. Yo, what the f... Yo, ze klapten ze allemaal zonder problemen. Wat gebeurde er? Afgezien dat het awesome was.
I should thank you for lending us your sword there, Clorand. But before I do so, could you explain how you managed to show up here?
Kun je eerder uitleggen waarom er een hele fucking army of Gargamex was? Oh, hey. Cornet is de best fighter in Fontaine. Ja, dat heb ik gemerkt. Welkom tot de stream.
I followed you. It seemed to me that danger has followed you more closely as of late.
Zo, je meent het.
I believe that following someone without their knowledge is actually called stalking, is it not?
Ik wil nog steeds weten wat er is gebeurd. Weet je, van... Ik viel flauw voor een fontein. En opeens werd ik beschoten. Zij kwam, ze klapte iedereen. En dat was het. Kunnen we daar iets over zeggen? Niemand vond het vreemd of zo dat ik hier gewoon sliep? Oké, prima.
Mr. Callus's last wish was for me to ensure your safety. And I will not betray his trust. He would do the same.
Mr. Arcallus,
were
wie
he
is dat?
alive today.
Ah, hij is dood, laat me.
Do not speak of my father!
Oh shit!
Sorry, demoiselle. I was not strong enough.
Ja, je was best wel cringe eigenlijk.
Thank you for your aid, Miss Clorand, but do keep an eye out for your manner of speech. I believe we all wish to avoid unnecessary emotional harm.
Emotional damage.
Sorry, I did not consider your feelings.
Ja, ik had niet verwacht dat ze zo aardig was. Toen ik haar voor het eerst zag, dacht ik echt van... Ai, zij gaat de volgende boss worden, toch? De weekly boss.
Whatever. What else do you know? How did you come to the conclusion that I'd be in grave danger?
Ja.
I doubt I know much more than you. But I believe that the mastermind behind the serial disappearances is very powerful.
Oh, dat weer.
Your performance tonight will almost certainly attract their attention.
I'm sure they've known about me. To be honest, I'm shocked it's taken them this long to act against me.
Oké, ik zie overduidelijk dus nu op mijn streamchat dat ik mijn letters van zwart naar wit moet aanpassen. Want je ziet het hier voor geen één reet.
And what about these Gardamex? I thought only those associated with the Maison Gardiennage could control them.
Nou, blijkbaar niet. En ik weet niet wat dat is. Thanks. XD. I know.
None of these mecha have serial numbers. I was sure to check a moment ago. They are not the ones used by the authorities to enforce the law.
Wie? Hoe heb je gecheckt? Terwijl je ze allemaal bliksemsnel doormidden hakte. Hoe heb je gecheckt? Wat is er iets wat je niet kunt?
I can only conclude that some powerful or wealthy party must have obtained them via illegal means, deploying them as a private force of sorts.
Oh my god, het is niet alsof die dingen letterlijk overal zijn of zo.
What? Your point being that they're out of Spina di Rosula's league then?
Ja. Ze keek gewoon de... Ja, inderdaad, ze keek gewoon. Ze keek gewoon even. Echt, ik zweer. Electrovision wielders in de lore zijn echt de meest OP karakters ooit. Like, ze bewegen zo snel als bliksem. Ze zijn altijd de sterkste. Like, wat kun je er tegen doen? Like, wat deed zij vergeleken die andere chick? Wat deed zij? Geen ene reet.
Yes. Be careful. And do not act rashly.
Ik bedoel, zij was hier gewoon, toch?
I will continue investigating no matter what. We will bring the truth to light. That's my father's true last wish.
Sure, ga je gang.
Regardless, thank you for your help today, Clarand. But if you get any ideas, tell me first. I don't much appreciate being followed.
Yo, na dit toch? Nadat ik dit heb gezien. Doe je dat na wie? Ja. Bro, chat. Nadat we dit hebben gezien. Chlorred moet OP as fuck zijn. Like, kom op. Nadat we dat hebben gezien. Ik wil echt de meest OP Electro DPS ooit hebben. En ze heeft guns. Like, kom op.
I do not think that they'll strike again anytime soon. So I shall stop following you. Good day, all.
Hey, je mag verder gaan bij mij volgen. Just saying. Jordy, what's up?
Right. I suppose that's the best news we've gotten today.
Ze kan niet beter zijn dan Raiden. Bro, ik wil dat ze beter is dan Raiden. Dat ze echt OP as fuck gaat worden.
Demoiselle, I believe that Miss Clorand was being sincere with you. If we tried, we could attempt to thaw relations a little.
Ja, ik bedoel, kom op. Heb je er gezien?
I know, she's...
Oh, ik ben ook weer wakker.
Oh, thank goodness! Paimon thought we were done for!
Nee, Ryan is een archon, dus Mihoyo gaat dat niet doen. Dat is waar, I guess. Ryan is inderdaad een archon. So, ik denk niet dat ze het gaan doen. Maar wie weet, hè. Fontaine, meta, gameplay. Ik denk wel dat ze een goed karakter gaat worden. Ik hoop dat ze een goed karakter gaat worden.
Those Gardamex came out of nowhere while you were unconscious, and Nadia and her gang saved us!
Ja, oké, dat zag ik ook wel.
Oh, and there was that champion duelist named Clorand who came out to save us too! We got lucky there. Paimon probably couldn't have fought them off otherwise.
Paimon, ik denk dat jij nog ineens een fucking slime kan bevechten.
Oh, come now. Forget all that polite talk. That wasn't really a farewell meal we had back there. Not for me, anyway. In truth, I hope that every meal we have together shall be a victory feast.
Victory! Valhalla!
As such, we're still partners. There's no need to thank me.
Wat gaan we überhaupt doen? Ik hoorde net iets over je vader en zo.
It will take 50 years for me to match Demoiselle's magnanimity.
If it were me, I would have joined the Spina di Rosula on account of her goodwill long ago.
All right, you two. That's enough.
Ja, side characters aan de kant. Niet over de vader praten. Oké, bro, chill! Dat zei ze net. Hey, bro, luister. Sommige dingen moet je over praten, ook al is het moeilijk voor je.
Actually, Navia, how did you know that we were in danger? You sure did show up in the nick of time.
Ja, kijk, dat is ook wat ik wil weten.
Well, to be honest, you're the one who tipped us off, Paimon.
Oh, huh?
Huh? Really? Paimon contributed somehow? Ooh, Paimon's even more amazing than she thought!
Yes, all thanks to you grabbing my drink by mistake.
Wacht, wat? Hoe?
How did that help?
Hoe? Wat? Kon je zien aan Ben je fucking agent of zo? Kon je zien omdat zij jouw drankje pakte per ongeluk? De afstand van de zon dat wij in gevaar gingen zijn, zulke bullshit.
After we parted ways, I was on the way back to one of our bases when I suddenly thought of what you said. That the Fanta tasted kind of salty and icky. Fanta only comes in sweet flavors, so how could it have tasted salty? The color of the drink, if I recall, had also been a bit off.
Maar hier zou ik nooit over nadenken.
So the Fanta had been spiked with water from the primordial sea?
Yes. So if you hadn't drunk that cup for me...
Oh shit, hij was bijna dood.
Spina di Rosula is preparing the grandest of awards for you as we speak for saving the boss.
Huh. Really?
I sent people to Hotel de Boer to investigate, but whoever did this left no trace at all.
Oké. Tuurlijk doen ze dat niet, want het is nooit makkelijk.
That's when I figured out that you might be in danger and hurried here as quickly as I could.
Maar hoe wist je waar ik was?
But why would they go after us too? All we did was defend Lenny in court and help clear his name. Ugh, now we're caught up in this mess too, aren't we?
Ik ben een hele goede advocaat. En Paimon, laten we eerlijk zijn. Vanaf het moment dat Lenny zei dat hij een Fatui was, wist ik al dat we een of andere giga-chat gaan klappen. Dat gebeurt altijd.
Well, you did foil a plan that they were probably pretty proud of, and almost got their name in the process. Speaking of which, did anything strange happen when you drank the primordial seawater?
Well, it can't be a coincidence that the traveler fainted just now. He said that he heard that voice calling for Vache again. Oh, and this time Paimon heard it too, but it was real faint. Does this situation have to do with the primordial seawater then?
According to
Does
Lynette.
that mean the primordial seawater raises someone's sensitivity to hydro when it's used on people who are not from Fontaine?
Ja, dat zou sick zijn trouwens.
That doesn't sound like too much of a bad thing, to be honest.
Ja, ik bedoel, bedenk gewoon dat je water kan drinken, zeewater kan drinken en je krijgt superkrachten.
New intel? While you were out cold?
Well, let's hear it, shall we? Oh, that is important.
Nee, geen vlees. Ik dacht dat Fate to Black zou komen. Ja, ik wist het. Fate to Black. Ik wist het.
That name doesn't ring a bell. I suppose he hasn't stepped forward as a witness in court lately.
Ik wist het. Het zou een Fate to Black worden. Ik wist het, chat. Altijd. Fate to Black.
Since he saw that young woman dissolve, he was at least at the crime scene.
Oh, wat?
But he never gave testimony or any information regarding people dissolving in the primordial seawater. Could he have been threatened? Yes, thank you. This is very important information indeed. We will continue to investigate.
Ja, maar kunnen mensen in Fontaine dan niet zwemmen? Like, we doen alsof dit allemaal nieuw is. Van, oh my god. Van, oh, als mensen door zeewater van Fontaine, door zeewater worden besplashed, dan gaan ze weg of zo, dan verdwijnen ze. Maar heeft niemand dan ooit gewoon gezwommen en kijken wat er gebeurt? En met zoveel water zouden echt wel een joch eens een keer gewoon dan in het water moeten springen.
Oh, you mean you'll help us investigate?
Ja, ik bedoel, als ik dat niet doe, ga ik ook een klein beetje dood.
Well, you did say that our farewell meal didn't really count. That means we're still partners, right? And besides, we're in this now whether we like it or not. You're not gonna let those people who targeted us get off the hook so easily, are you, Traveler?
Yep.
Demoiselle, do try not to look quite so pleased. You are the face of Spina di Rosula, after all.
Spina di Rosula. Nee, nooit gebeurd. Zo niemand in Fontaine is gaan zwemmen. No way, that's cap. Dat geloof ik niet. Je mag niet zwemmen in Fontaine? Yo. Dat is fuck, bro. Dat is alsof je in fucking Zeeland woont en zegt je mag niet naar het zee. Stout, mag niet. Oké.
You talk too much. Well, in that case, let's head back to one of our bases, shall we? I'll arrange accommodations for you.
Chat heeft trouwens wel stream delay. Zo, ik reageer misschien wel wat later op chat. Op zeg maar chat messages. Dus dan weten jullie dat. Mensen zeggen net dat Lenny heeft gemaakt omdat... Wacht. Oh, mensen zeggen net een pet is die Lynette heeft gemaakt omdat ze dood... Ze dood is... Wat is dit opeens? Lynette is dood? Hey, yo.
We also have some plans to go over, and hopefully we can deepen our bonds as partners. But we'll take that one step at a time, I guess.
Ja, ze heeft geen emotie. Ik heb ook geen emotie, chat. Ik heb ook best wel een grote stoneface de meeste van de tijd.
Don't worry, you two. With us around, our base is definitely secure.
Kunnen we gewoon niet eens een keer nog... Kan ze gewoon geen emo catgirl zijn? Is dat echt zo onrealistisch? Ben jij dood? Nee, ik ben niet dood. Ik ben alleen... Ik besta niet. Ik ben een anime character. Ik ben alleen naar een stem. Oké, waar de fuck moeten we nu naartoe? Dat is zo coolio. Ja, man. It's crazy. Ik ben alleen maar... Daarom heb ik geen facecam of geen handcam. Ik ben gewoon een anime boy. Ik zit in de game. Ik heb alleen nog geen karakter. Ik vraag me af of deze... ja, ik hoop gewoon dat deze storyquest gewoon meer gaat uitleggen. Want ik heb echt de helft van de stad al gezien. Echt je zo van, waarom is dit hier? Yo. Oh, fuck. Ik mag de hond niet aaien. Jongens, delete genshin van mijn PC. Nu, snel.
It's right up ahead. But let's make sure we weren't followed first.
Ja, je kunt het niet aaien. Dat is zo bullshit.
I haven't spotted anyone suspicious thus far.
Very good. But let's not let our guard down for now.
Laten we eerlijk zijn, met zulke outfits zou iedereen in... Letterlijk, al zou je er zo bij lopen. Over straat. Je zou zo opvallend zijn. Je hebt een vision op je schouder, je loopt zo over straat. 2 van die guys. Hoe meer wil je opvallen?
I shall find rooms for our respected guests.
Thank you, Malus. Now, let's continue, traveler.
Moet je ondergronds? Ah, nee, maar vooral. Ja, hier ben ik al een keer geweest. Op naar de Broke Boy Place. Wee! Oh, dit is voor mij een nieuw gebied. Ik ben wel al een keer beneden geweest. Yo, Broke Boys. Kijk chat, aanschouw. Als je al je geld opmaakt aan Genshin, dan woon je hier. Hij, een whale. Hij, die 2 kinderen, ook whales. Die oude vrouw daar, ook een whale. We hadden niet ze besteden al hun geld aan Genshin en niet aan een huis of zo. En dan woon je hier. Allemaal Genshin players, chat. Ik ben er al geweest, iedereen heeft de story al af. Ja, iedereen behalve ik. Maar ik was hier gewoon een keer geweest, gewoon zonder de story, zeg maar. Dus ik dacht van, waarom de fuck is dit hier? Yo. What the fuck is dit? Wat? Is dit gewoon een tafelren? Oké, sure. Ik dacht even dat het een Genius Invocation tafel was. Ik dacht, yo, kunnen we spelen? Maar blijft me niet. Echte skill issue? Klopt. Story is moeilijk, man.
This is your base? It's not quite what Paimon imagined.
Skill issue story is moeilijk, oké? Weet je hoe moeilijk het was om Lynette uit de rechtszaak te krijgen? Ik heb echt mijn brein. Al mijn brainpower moeten gebruiken.
Your accommodations have been arranged. Under the present circumstances, I can confidently say it's the best we have.
Sure.
Well, our funds have been a little tight lately.
Ja, en dat Paimon al jullie geld hebt opgegeten tijdens het avondeten.
After all, we don't allow illegal or unethical profiteering. In fact, our funds often come from citizenry who support us.
Yo, wat een trash mafia.
Seems like it's tough times for everyone. But if you have the support of the people, that does sound like it's worth it.
To be honest, our financial situation was a lot better back when my father was in charge a few years ago. I'm afraid I'm not quite his equal.
Your father... He was the previous boss's speed.
Paimon, nee, niet vragen. Niet vragen. Chat heeft me al verteld dat ik dat niet mag vragen, zo jij mag het ook niet.
Demoiselle, if you'll allow me to explain.
No, I'll explain it myself. I suppose I couldn't run from this topic forever. And as partners, this is something I hope they can understand.
Chat, dit is Paimon's schuld, ik heb hier niks mee te maken.
My father's name is Callus. Yes, the same one they call Callus the Unfaithful in the streets.
Paimon gaat dood, unlucky, klopt. Bro, ik wacht op de dag wanneer ik eindelijk eens een keer een 5-star Paimon recipe krijg, zodat ik er eindelijk kan opeten.
3 years ago, he was accused of murdering his own friend. But he chose a duel to defend his honor, instead of standing trial.
Oh, hij duelde?
Died in the duelist's ring.
Yo, why you sad? Hij heeft gedueld. Voor eer en glorie. Dat is zo cool.
Oh no.
Oké, hij is wel dood, maar... Ik bedoel, het is beter dan gewoon je kop eraf gehakt te krijgen.
But I do not believe my father was a murderer. I'm sure he was set up. At the time, I believed that if he only stood trial and was duly investigated, something amiss would crop up and prove his innocence. But strangely, he not only requested the duel himself, but rumor has it that even after being seriously injured, to the point where he could be deemed as having lost the duel, he refused to surrender, determined to die in the arena.
Chat, salute in de chat. Salutes in de chat. Wat een man, wat een eer. Ik saluteer op dit moment. Salutes in de chat. Dank u wel. Attack on Titan salute. Yes. Dank u wel.
3 years later, I still don't understand why he did that.
Oh, 3 jaar was het maar? Oh. Ik dacht echt dat het echt 10 jaar geleden was. Zo. 3 jaar iets hoor.
How could he protect his honor if he's dead? If anything, he gave up his chance to defend himself.
Hij is gegaan naar Valhalla, oké? Hij is gegaan naar Valhalla, waar alle strijders zijn. Hij is een strijder, ik zal hem nooit vergeten.
The closest piece of info I have is that my father had been investigating the serial disappearances case at the time of his death.
Ah, so that's why you're so determined to get to the bottom of that case.
Maar wie heeft hij dan bevochten? Dat wil ik weten. Het zal echt keihard zijn als die chick van net, wat het Charlotte, Florida heet, ik weet niet meer. Als zij haar vader heeft vermoord. Dat zal wel echt keihard zijn.
That's right. I've also tried to investigate the murder my father was implicated in. But I haven't found a single new clue in my countless reviews of the investigation records. However, I believe that if the murder case is related to those behind the disappearances, they must know something.
Oké, trouwens, even snel chat. Je hoort het echo in de stem, omdat we in het riool zitten. Dat is een heel goed detail.
I must know what really happened. Was my father coerced? Framed? Even if he really did kill his friend, I must get to the truth. If only he'd been more open with me when he was still alive. He even hid the fact that my mother died due to complications when giving birth to me. And now, here I am investigating his death. You really are a handful, aren't you, Papa?
Seek the truth. Wat zegt die guy? Wat zegt die trailblazer? Find the end of your own story.
Demoiselle, please. If there is anything I can do, anything at all.
I also will never believe that Master Callus murdered anyone. There are none whom I respect more than the two of you, Demoiselle. Master Callus did so much good in life, yet all it took was one murder case for him to be dubbed Callus the Unfaithful.
Ah, ja, klopt. Hé jongens, ik heb zoveel goed gedaan. Maar weet je, oké, hij vermoorde een guy. Ah, hij heeft zoveel goed gedaan, weet je. We let it slide. Toch, chat? Hij heeft één iemand vermoord. Ah, let it slide. Hij heeft zoveel goed. Het is een goede gast, kom op nou. Kom op, dat is heel onrealistisch. Als een goede gast die nooit wat kwaad heeft gedaan, opeens iemand vermoordt. Tuurlijk, ik zou wel sceptisch zijn. Ik zou niet gelijk zeggen. Maar als het gewoon bewezen is dat hij het heeft gedaan, ik bedoel, kom op. Wees eerlijk, chat. Die laat je niet zomaar gaan.
Even our supporters decreased greatly due to that incident, hence our strained finances at present.
Wait, if Callus was such a good man, wouldn't people at least be a little suspicious
Jawel,
when
Slay.
he was accused?
Jawel, slide. Ah ja, hij heeft maar één iemand vermoord, weet je. We let it slide.
It's not something exclusive to people from Fontaine, really. Everyone's like that.
Oh, wacht. Ik miste de line. No, perhaps people are just kind of drama. Ja, dat heb ik
People love
gemerkt.
watching the evil turn over a new leaf, but they also enjoy watching good people fall into an abyss from one slip-up just as much.
Ja, inderdaad. De rechtszaken worden hier gewoon gezien als een show. Het is best wel fucked up eigenlijk.
But how could... never mind. If Callus was really falsely accused, we have to find the truth. He didn't deserve to have that happen to him.
There is one other thing. Master Callus's opponent in the
Ik
duel
wist het!
was Miss Cloran.
No way! Ik wist het, chat. Dat is zo hard. No. Ik dacht al, waarom haat ze er zo? Waarom Navi haat haar zo erg? Ik dacht van, waarom is dat? Ik wist het. She killed that guy. Straight up. Yo, ik dacht ook al van, Mr. Callus, weet je, moest vast wel redelijk goed zijn in vechten. Maar nee, tegen haar, ik zal dan ook zeggen, weet je wat, laat maar.
Oh, her? Well, then, isn't that as good as saying that she was the one who killed him?
Ja, Paimon, dat is het. Yo, dat is zo hard.
Yeah, that's not the sort of thing that you can just let go and move on from.
Ik dacht ook al, maar waarom probeert ze daar dan te beschermen? Daar komen we later wel achter.
Miss Cloran has always placed great emphasis on the honorable nature of the duel. If her opponent doesn't yield, she will not stop either.
Klopt.
She knew Master Callus beforehand and greatly respected him, but seeing how he was resolute in the arena...
Yo, dat is zo keihard. Family drama op... Bro, wat is zij? Is dan ook nog Callus' dochter of zo? Zijn ze eigenlijk zussen? Dat zou het nog harder maken.
There was only ever one choice she could have made.
Shoot that guy and beat his ass.
It's not that I don't understand her at all, but I just can't deal with this yet.
Ja, ik geef je helemaal gelijk.
Don't worry, Navia. Paimon knows how you feel. You don't have to force yourself to do that.
Afterward, Miss Cloran told us that at the start of the duel, Master Callus requested that she ensured Demoiselle Navia's safety.
Oh, zo daarom kwam ze ons redden. Oké, dat verklaart alles.
Yes, that is our understanding as well.
Oh, Papa. What madness drove you to ask the person who killed you to take care of me?
Het is jouw zus of jouw cousin of zo. Jouw oom, hoe heet het, tante of zo. Dat zou echt keihard zijn.
All right. Anyway, that's the information I wanted to share with you. Even if it did sound like I was just complaining towards the end.
Het is prima.
Thanks. You two should go and rest. This was quite a day after all.
Niet echt, ik viel flauw, ik zag jullie knokken, ik luisterde naar een verdrietig verhaal en that's it.
Yeah, Paimon's beat.
Ik wacht nog steeds op mijn 5-star emergency Paimon recipe, chat. Ik wacht er nog steeds op. Gewoon een full heal item die we kunnen gebruiken.
Please, relax and get some sleep. We will ensure you rest soundly.
Ja, dat was een verhaal, chat. Holy shit.
Paimon slept so well. This place feels almost too safe. Huh? Navia? Where did the other two go?
I sent them back to Poisson. It's Spina de Rosula's place of origin, and where we have our headquarters. There's not much for them to do here at the moment.
Nee.
Paimon gets the feeling that you're just trying to get them off your back. But never mind that. When did you get back? Were you waiting here the whole time?
No, I just returned after going out for a while. I did some investigating yesterday regarding the name Vache.
Oh ja, Vaché. Daar zochten we nog naar.
Wait, so you didn't sleep at all?
How could I after having such critical new evidence appear?
Ik bedoel... We waren basically gewoon op Cloud 9 en toen vielen we flauw en toen dachten we aan Vacher.
Guess Paimon wasn't speaking for everyone just now, huh?
Unfortunately, this name seems to have been wiped from existence. It doesn't seem to have a match anywhere.
Oh my god, die guy is dood!
I suspect that those behind this have already taken steps to hinder an investigation from this angle. But that does prove that this Vache person is a key witness in the incident.
Oké. Ook al bewijst het helemaal niks, weet je wat, prima.
Does that mean we're too late, though?
No. There is one ray of hope. One place in Fontaine that they would find almost impossible to threaten, no matter how much they wanted to. And that is the archives kept by Chief Justice Neuvillette.
Oh,
Place where detailed files on all the cases in recent years are kept.
Noël Silva dus.
If the Oceanid you met is one of the young women who went missing recently, we should be able to find some related information there.
So Neuvillette maintains an archive of case files? Whew. Guess that's the hard-working Chief Justice for you.
Luister, die guy is letterlijk Noël Silva van Black Clover. Ik heb het 1 keer gezegd, ik heb het nog een keer gezegd. Die guy is gewoon een copy-paste van die guy. Voor Fontaine hebben ze Black Clover gekeken, ze zagen Noël Silva, ze dachten ja, die willen we.
In that case, let's go talk to him, shall we? Aren't you coming along, Navia?
Paimon, het is
Did you
niet...
get tired?
No, it's nothing. Let's go see the Honorable Chief Justice.
Sure, let's go. Wanneer mogen we een keer vechten in deze story quest, man? Ik wil echt tegen een world boss vechten of zo. Tegen een nieuwe boss of zo, dat lijkt me wel awesome. Oh. Nee. Hier. Dan kunnen we tegen Claudia vechten
Calais
of
is
zo.
right up ahead. Come on.
Dat lijkt me zo cool. Of kunnen we met Nadia een keer spelen? Ik denk nog niet. Voor mij heeft ze nog geen moveset. In de game in ieder geval. Oh, travelen. Sorry, ik vond...
Please state your business here. The Chief Justice is presently occupied with official matters.
Sorry, ik vond Traveler gewoon zo chill. Gewoon, hij wijst. Daar. Die kant op. Daar moeten we zijn.
This place does look pretty heavily guarded. Guess that proves that Neuvillette's files are really secure.
Hey, don't you recognize us?
Huh? Who are you? Just to be clear, I don't care who you are or who you might be related to. Our rules make no exceptions.
Misschien als je mijn zwaard in je gezicht steekt. Misschien wil je dan een uitzondering maken.
See? They've got great discipline, too.
Yep. Paimon can tell. If you're here just to crack jokes, I can point you towards the exit. Unlike some, we're busy, so please leave if you don't have a reason to be here.
Man, shut the fuck up.
No. What I meant to say is, shouldn't you remember us from a few days ago? We were at the trial of the great magician Linny.
yes, I remember. I read about it in the Steambird. You
Steambird.
must be Winnie's attorneys. It's all coming back to me now.
Let's go, Steambird, Charlotte.
We're here today to report and archive some information on a follow-up case.
Huh. Is that even a thing?
Yep.
Of course. Don't worry. We're here on official business. You can trust us.
Dat is letterlijk wat elk onbetrouwbaar persoon zegt.
All right then, I'll let you through. The Chief Justice is just inside.
Ah, thanks so much.
Ik ga mijn geluid iets zachter zetten. Voor de stream. Ja, dat zo wel iets beter is.
Please come in.
Yo, Noël Silva van Black Clover. Was good. Bruh. Ja, wow, wees eerlijk. Hij is Noël Silva van Black Clover.
We only lied to get in because we didn't know any other way.
It's all right. Please let me know how I may be of assistance to you.
Kijk naar deze man. Zet nu een foto. Ik zal zelfs wachten tot je klaar bent. Van Noël, zoek op Noël Silva, Black Clover of die family line. Ze lijkt daar precies op. Voor mij, Noël is voor mij die chick trouwens, nu ik erover nadenk. Gewoon die Silva family line. Hij lijkt er precies op. Ik wacht tot je klaar bent. Ik wacht als op stream delay. Ik doe het echt. Hij lijkt er precies op. 2 druppels water. Het enige wat hij mist is zeg maar zo'n vlechtje echt tussen zijn ogen. Dat is het enige wat hij mist. Dit is gewoon... Wat nou als die familie van Black Clover gewoon een goede haarlijn had. Dat is gewoon deze guy. Sick drip. Goede haarlijn. Rich as fuck. Beter kan niet. Kijk hem. Ik wacht zelfs op stream delay. Ik doe het. Ik wacht niet op stream delay. Fuck you. Je ziet wel in de chat verschijnen.
We're looking for a man called Vache. He may have been an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case. If we can find him, we may be able to unearth some key information on the case.
Ah, I see. In that case, please wait here a moment while I browse through the files.
Nou, dat ging simpel.
Who knew that Neuvillette would be so easy to talk to?
Ja, letterlijk alles in Fontaine gaat zo makkelijk. Like, bro, ik hoef geen goden te bevechten. Ik hoef niet tegen Child te praten. Het is allemaal zo makkelijk. Like, het is zo chill. Weet je, kan gewoon naar iedereen toe gaan. Ik hoef niet moeilijke dingen te gaan doen voor Yaimiko. Ik hoef geen moeilijke plannen te verzinnen. En met El Hatem om naar Hida te redden. Het is zo chill hier. Oh shit. Intense.
Unfortunately, I'm quite certain that no one by the name of Vache has been involved in any case, criminal or civil, in the past several years.
Dun dun dun.
There are no records of him either in the files or in my memory.
Traveler, what if it was really just a dream?
Is mogelijk. Ik bedoel, laten we eerlijk zijn. We hebben wel vaker vreemde dingen meegemaakt.
Is that so? All right then. Thank you so much, Monsieur Neuvillette. We'll take our leave now.
Ahem. Miss Navia, I can understand how you feel. Your father, Callus, was a truly exceptional man. We deeply regret his passing.
And what are you trying to say, Monsieur Neuvillette? Are you trying to console me? Extend your sympathy? Or just express some tendril of regret?
Hey, hij probeert gewoon aardig te zijn, hè. Don't be rude. Wees niet onbeleefd nu.
No. You are not trying to do any of that. I can hear it in your voice. There's no emotion behind your words. You only said those things because you felt like you should.
Oh, damn.
It's just like last time. After my father took his place in the duelist ring, I pushed through the guards to talk to you as a last resort. You even told me then that you thought there was something fishy with the case, yet you still allowed the duel to go ahead. In your eyes, the value of a human life is nothing compared to those cold laws you hold so dear.
Fontaine voor je.
If you truly regret my father's death,
Yo, ze held!
why didn't you call a stop to the duel?
Yo, trananimatie. Let's go. Budget. Ik wil niet dat ze huilt, chat. Maar, zeg maar, we krijgen nieuwe gezichten.
Why didn't you give me the power to stop him from throwing his life away? Why did you just let him die? Despised and hated by all.
Yo.
Everything was hanging on a thread at that moment. Just the tiniest effort could have changed everything. There are still so many things I never got to tell him. So many questions he still owes me answers to.
Hey, man.
If you really have no heart, then just look me in the eyes. I, Navia, will show you the true meaning of regret.
I'm sorry, Miss Navia.
You and my father are truly alike. You keep all kinds of things in your heart and never say a word to anyone. It's not so much that you can't feel, but that you would never express anything.
Well, damn.
Oh well. In any case, everyone already knows full well the apathy of the Chief Justice. My apologies for taking my emotions out on you, Monsieur Chief Justice. Let's go, Traveler and Paimon.
Well, damn, dat was intens. Dat was onnodig intens.
Navia, are you okay?
Just FYI chat, Navia's VA Engels is crazy good. Dat was goed.
I'm fine.
Zij heeft een hele goede voice actor.
Rain.
You're right. Wasn't it still sunny when we went into the building? And there shouldn't be any active trials today. How strange.
Now that I think of it, on the day my father was convicted of murder, it was also raining.
What is it? Did you think of something?
Yeah, he was outside. It was uncovered and the rain could fall there. Why? Do you think the rain could have affected the crime scene? That thought has occurred to us before. We've even expanded the search area to try to account for that, but didn't find anything of value. Oh? Wait. You don't mean...
So you're saying that the true murderer could have been turned into water? And then got washed away with the rain?
Oké, dat kan.
Yeah. And if that's what had happened, then no one would have believed your dad, even if he explained what he saw to the authorities.
I really think I found a true genius for a partner. You're completely right. How did I not connect the dots earlier?
Omdat niemand hieraan zou denken. Misschien daarom.
All right. Let's go to Poisson. With this new lead in mind, we'll get to the bottom of my father's case for sure.
Yeah, we're gonna make progress for sure this time.
Let's
Do
go.
you want to go with me now? Or do you want to head over by yourself later?
You go. Nee, we gaan wel.
Let's go then.
We gaan wel mee. Ik heb niet echt wat te doen of zo. Ik heb niet per se wat te doen. En ik wil gewoon deze story quest afmaken. Zo, let's go. Oh, dit is de Vis Village. Promotion, oftewel vis in het Frans. Als ik dat goed... mijn Frans lessen goed gaan.
What a huge ship!
There's no need to be so surprised. While it may look like a ship, it's actually Spina di Rosula's headquarters.
Oh shit, for real?
My father was the one who asked for it to be built like this. Perhaps our taste in exterior design is the only thing we occasionally had in common. A gigantic and glamorous ship embodies discovery, opportunity, ambition, and conquest. It symbolizes Spina di Rosula's bright and limitless future.
Het is meer de helft van een schip, maar sure.
And Paimon thought you were bluffing when you said Spina di Rosula had a glorious past. Paimon was confused why a group with such a history would live in the sewers. But now that Paimon has seen this ship for herself, she's been convinced.
Well, Poisson is where Spina di Rosula began, after all. It's our main base, our home.
Oh, wel epic. Is die boven of die onder? Daaronder. Ik pak ze allemaal mee, bro. Ik wil een Constellation voor mijn Hydro Traveler. Af en toe, als ik zeg maar zo snel ga... En ik ga omhoog, dan dive hij zeg maar omhoog. Ik weet niet wanneer dat gebeurt. Ik had het niet laten zien, want ik weet niet wanneer het gebeurt, maar... Ja. Give me. Bam. Yo, dit schip lijkt best wel... hoe heet het? Zumeru design. Of ligt dat gewoon aan mij? Als ik Al-Hetemi zo een beetje ernaast heb. Met die kleuren zo.
Meloose, we're back!
Apologies for the wait, demoiselle, and our most important partners. You said before that you still had some business at the court. What brings you back to Poisson so quickly?
About that. It's because my partner here reminded me of something really important. You see, you still remember, right, Meloose? On that night, it was raining?
Yes, the case is quite similar to that of Mr. Linney's. Both were what you'd call impossible murders.
Could you tell us a bit more about what happened before?
Yeah, of course.
Ga hem gewoon even op oud zetten.
Something called synth began to gain popularity in Poisson. At a glance, it was a kind of drink that could excite your mood and produce many pleasant hallucinations.
Drugs.
Wait! Didn't that guard guy who turned into water also mention that the primordial water could be used to produce some kind of potion?
Yes, he did. Considering what we know now, it's almost certain that synth is created using water from the primordial sea. If you drink synth for an extended amount of time, you'll suffer many side effects, such as losing the ability to focus or control your emotions. And if you were to stop drinking it completely, you'll experience flashes of paranoia and anxiety while lacking energy to do anything. It's an extremely dangerous substance. As he oversaw Poisson, my father was compelled to put a stop to synth abuse and called for a complete ban of it.
Boss's uncompromising attitude incurred the synth vendor's wrath, but no matter how much they threatened or bribed him, he refused to yield. Not only that, Boss became determined to find the mastermind behind the synth operation and put an end to the problem once and for all.
Yes, but the enemy was very cunning.
And now he
so
did.
He could never get anything out of the dealers, all of whom only sold the stuff and weren't privy to the rest of the operation. Recognizing that, my father decided to contact the dealers in secret and cultivate personal relationships with them. Finally, he was able to convince someone to become his informant. The man's name was Jacques. He felt greatly ashamed about his work after seeing many families destroyed by synth abuse. That night, my father hosted a banquet at his countryside estate. He planned to meet up and exchange information with Jacques over some food.
Okay.
But then, we heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard. We raced to the scene and found my father, still holding a gun, and Jacques, who was already dead on the ground.
Oh.
How did that happen? Aren't they on the same side?
Sounds just like Lenny's case, doesn't it? In both cases, the culprit seemed obvious, but neither appeared to have any motive at all. Looking back on it, though, I now believe the most important clue was something we all overlooked at the time. There were pieces of clothing left at the scene.
Ja, oké, maar ik ga niet liegen. Bij Lenny kon het nog zijn van, er ging wat mis of zo. Weet je, maar dit is best wel obvious. Like, kom op. Je hoort 2 schoten. 1 guy zit op de grond, de andere guy heeft een wapen vast. Ik bedoel, kom op nou.
Precisely. It's all thanks to you that I made the connection now. Back then, we all just thought they were some costumes that Jacques used to disguise himself at the banquet. But, considering it now, it's almost certain that they belong to a third person at the scene. With 1 extra person, we'll also need to reconsider why the 2 shots were fired.
Nou, sowieso. Je vader kan... Op zich... Ja, I guess. Dan nu. Guy die we niet kennen. Schoot die dealer. Vader schoot die guy. Guy ging weg. Vader was blamed. And now he did.
You're right. We still don't know what happened. But my intuition tells me that we're on the right track to figuring it all out. I'm finally headed towards the truth.
Veel succes.
Jacques was an empathetic man who was infinitely remorseful for his past actions. It's unlikely that he turned on Boss with 0 warning. I think this third person is probably the key to the full truth. On that note, however, even though this will not please you, demoiselle, as you're and your father's butler, I must still offer a word of warning. Our opponent is insidious and cruel. They are extremely difficult to deal with, and Boss has already lost his life trying to bring them to justice. Even though Spina de Rosula has lost most of its former glory, Poisson has welcomed a new time of peace, and we have been allowed to live out our lives. There is no need to follow your father's path. It would be both wise and in line with Boss's wishes to step back and give up on the case.
If that's indeed what he wished for, then he should have told me that himself. Was I not the closest person to him? And yet, I was the one most kept in the dark. What was the point of him dying without sharing any of the secrets he knew? Did he manage to protect anything in the end? Synth is still here. Callus the Unfaithful is still his epithet. And Spina di Rosula is barely getting by. Nothing has changed. Did he think I'd just accept his meaningless death and live out my life just as meaninglessly? I've never accepted that. Ever. Not since that day, and certainly not now.
Okay, chill.
I want to find out the real answer for everyone's sake. For the missing girls, for the victims, and for myself.
Navia.
The missing girls and the victims zijn
This is
dezelfde.
indeed the best moment to act. Your partner appears to be quite reliable, and more importantly, demoiselle, I think you're also ready to take this on.
So you do know something else, Maloose?
Oh, damn.
Yes, I do.
Ik was het.
In fact, even before that banquet, Boss already knew of the connection between Synth and the serial disappearances case. But what drove all the tensions to the boiling point was the revelation that you, demoiselle, had been selected as the next target to disappear.
What?
What?
Ta ta ta. Hey, yo.
Boss also didn't tell you that he had been diagnosed with a rare illness. The doctors told him that he had no more than 5 years left to live.
Okay, dit komt zo out the blue.
and the serial disappearances case caused him great anxiety. 5 years was nowhere near enough time to resolve this long-standing conflict, but once he passed away, all the danger would pass on to you. Knowing all of this, he decided to use one final intimidation tactic before his death. He claimed to have already gotten his hands on some key incriminating evidence for the other side, and even told some members of Spina di Rosula about the details. But as long as you remained safe, he would not share the evidence with the public. If something were to happen to you, then he and all those he told would immediately expose all they knew about Synth and the disappeared victims.
Right, so nobody would be able to get off scot-free.
Oké, dat was slim.
As we've seen, Boss's tactic has worked. Even though Boss has been gone for a long time, the other side has not tried to take Demoiselle's life.
No, I don't believe it. He never appeared to look sick to me.
No father wants their daughter to see them weak and haggard, especially someone as proud as Boss. To him, dying in a duel and suffering lasting dishonor as the unfaithful was still far preferable than losing face in front of his daughter.
So he chose to die in silence, so that he could protect me.
Yep.
I'm afraid you're not understanding this correctly, Demoiselle. What Boss wanted to hand to you was not a parasol, but a sword. If Boss's spirit could hear you telling me that you want to find the answer for the sake of everyone involved, I'm sure he'd be extremely proud.
That fool. Couldn't he have just given it to me straight? No. He might have set up everything precisely because he never thought I'd be able to understand him. Is that the amount of confidence he had in me? And what if I was never able to make it to where I am now? Yeah. I suppose that's true. With the way he'd set things up, if I had wanted, I could have just lived out my life without a care in the world. But thankfully, he rarely talked to me about complex matters, and thus understood little of me as a person. In this case, he really didn't need to give me an easy way out.
Oh, damn, bro. Should be crazy.
Malus, what was the key evidence that he shared with you?
It's the location where Synth is produced.
Oh, what?
Essentially, it's the enemy's headquarters.
Well, let's go bust that joint.
When he was threatening the enemy, Boss didn't share the specifics of the incriminating evidence he found. But if you want to use it against the enemy, you'll still have to take several things into consideration.
Why? If we know where the place is, can't we just go storming in?
Ja, dat doen we altijd. Het werkt altijd.
You mustn't forget that we're fighting against a mysterious and dangerous organization that's been in operation for decades.
Bro, ik heb Raiden bevochten. Het komt wel goed. Ik heb archons bevochten. Ik heb Snashnaya's Harbingers bevochten. Ik ben prima. Wat gaan een paar denkjes doen?
There's no telling what might be lying in wait at their headquarters. We also have no idea what kind of evidence we may be able to find inside, nor what people we may be able to capture. But a single visit to their headquarters would be tantamount to a formal declaration of war.
Dan kan ik toch gewoon beter... Oh nee, ze weten ook dat ik ook bij jullie hoor, laat maar.
The worst case would be that we leave empty-handed, but also open ourselves up to full retaliation.
Geen zorgen, ik ben er, komt wel goed.
Then, in that case, why not work with the Fontaine authorities?
Well, you saw one of them dissolve during Mr. Linney's case. We have no idea just how thoroughly they may have been infiltrated.
Huh. That's true. Seems my father really had no choice.
Bro, wat als de de Novel, ik weet niet precies. Novel Justice Guy, wat je maar call hem, dat hij de mastermind is. Dat zal pas enorm zijn.
But things are different now. It should be a lot easier to prove the other side's guilt, now that we've connected Synth with the disappearances case.
You sound like you've put a lot of thought into this, Maloose.
I am the butler, after all. I live but to serve the boss and Demoiselle's will.
Demoiselle. Yes, I'm the butler.
I've always been willing to take on any kind of risk for your sake. But considering my relative lack of ability, I've spent my time keeping secrets, performing basic investigations, and waiting for the right time to come.
Thank you for all of that, Maloose. Have you discovered anything new in the past few years?
Let me think. One conclusion I came to is that the enemy must be quite familiar with Spina di Rosula, or at least have an informant planted here. When I announced orders to the organization's members on Demoiselle's behalf, I used to deliberately keep a few people in the dark and observe the reactions of the synth vendors. If the vendors didn't change their plans, then the individuals informed of our orders must be innocent. If the vendors packed up and fled, however, then someone must have given them the news. After several rounds of testing and investigative tracing, I've narrowed the suspect list down to 3 people.
Oh my god.
The first is Florent, Spina di Rosula's senior advisor.
Okay.
Huh? Florent?
Florent.
Yes, surprising, isn't it? He was one of the people Boss trusted the most, which also means that he was someone who understood Boss really well. Thanks to his position within Boss's innermost circle, he always knew our upcoming plans and could thus avoid capture this whole time. There's someone else like him too. Marcel, the head of Confrérie of Cabrières.
Oh, Marcel.
Uncle Marcel.
It's a guild in Poisson. Boss helped it to grow to its current size and prominence. In the beginning, they were only reselling some daily goods, but now they're one of the richest guilds around with a lot of business connections in the city.
Alright.
So, they're like a sister organization of Spina di Rosula?
Yes, you can say that. When we were fighting against the synth dealers, they provided us with plenty of support. It's a bit difficult to imagine someone using their own money to hunt down themselves.
The final suspect is Thierry, the man responsible for coordinating information between Spina di Rosula and the guards.
Waarschijnlijk is hij het.
Although the guards mostly leave us to our own devices, there are still many activities we have to report to the local authorities. Since Thierry is always in the know about our current activities, he could theoretically always plan one step ahead.
Number 1 suspect. He's kind of sus.
I see.
He's sus, chat.
These are all people who I communicate with quite regularly. To think that the enemy we've been fighting against has been right next to me all along, among those I trust the most. It's almost too hard to believe.
Oh my god. Oh, sorry, ik zit te lang op deze stoel.
If you want to investigate them, please take every precaution to not alert the quarry. Judging from our experience, the enemy is extremely cautious.
Of course. And thank you, Maloose. You've provided us with a lot of great information.
You're too kind, my lady. I'm just doing my duty. And before I forget, proving Boss's innocence would also mean clearing him of blame in Jacques' death. After that incident, Jacques' wife and daughter were taken into the Spina's care. They still live in Poisson today. If it might help, you could also pay them a visit. I can make the necessary arrangements.
Oh, thank you so much, Maloose. You really are the best.
Ja, wat een...
A
Bro.
new case awaits, my dear partner.
Leave it to me. Detective
We can
Jaden
work
on the
together to
case.
uncover the truth and end this case once and for all.
Ah, you know me. Bro, I'm a detective. I'm on the case. Oh, dit is ook weer caps lock, toch? Hey, achievements. Dat ding kon je toch activeren als het goed was? Maar ik weet niet meer hoe. Kijk, daar is. Oh nee, deze hebben we al. Record update.
Whoever the murderer was, why would it be? Here we go again, trying to crack an impossible case. Who would have imagined?
Let's go. I am ready. Ik weet niet meer hoe je dat doet. Die shit activeert, precies. Trouwens, ik zie opeens een High-Crodent Barnoculi. Gift to me. Bro, ik ben super slim. Ik kan dit. Mijn Giga Mind lost dit in 1 keer op. First try. Mijn Giga Brain kan dit aan.
It is settled then. Please excuse me and enjoy your conversation at your leisure.
Thank you for arranging everything for us, Malus.
My Giga Brain can do this. I'm very smart.
Do you need anything from us?
Oh, she mad.
Hey, Navia's all quiet. This isn't like her at all.
I'm sorry that I only came to visit after all this time. After what happened, I didn't know how I was supposed to face the two of you.
Ah, if it's about that, there's no need to apologize. After my husband died, Spina di Rosula sent us a lot of mora and support. I understood your guilt and apology to be genuine.
But aren't all of those things nothing compared to the loss of Jacques?
Jacques. Juan.
I can understand the kind of pain that comes with losing a father so needlessly.
You don't understand at all.
I didn't know how to face you, because I didn't know what I could possibly bring as a consolation gift. I know only the full truth could bring closure to you. And to all of us.
I'm sorry. I appreciate the sentiment, but you don't have to carry all that guilt. On the matter regarding my husband, my daughter and I have more or less found our answer already.
Would you mind sharing it with me? I really can't believe that my father could ever bring himself to shoot Jacques.
I always knew that my husband's money was earned through others' suffering. He told me countless times that if he could turn back the clock, he would never go into the synth business again. He had many regrets, and felt that he took the idea of providing for his family too literally. For the longest time, he thought Mora was everything. So when Mr. Callis came to him with a proposal, he accepted it almost immediately.
Oh.
He tried to be as careful as he could, but even so, he was still found out by the higher-ups.
They found out about his betrayal?
Papa didn't say that exactly, but Papa did tell me that I should never be ungrateful.
Before he left that day, he told me that he had no choice. It was only later that I realized it was his final farewell to the two of us. I don't know that for sure, but you could say that's the conclusion I eventually came to.
Alright.
Which is why I'm the one who should feel guilty. Callis had always taken great care of us, both when he was still alive and after he passed away. Even if he fired the shot that killed my husband, it was likely in self-defense. It is impossible for me to hate him for what he had done.
But Mama, why is Papa still the bad guy if he did the right thing? Papa always wanted to be a good man, so why did he have to do a bad thing in the end?
Well, kid.
Things aren't always as they seem. You still feel like your papa was a good man, right?
Yeah, Papa was a really good man. The best in the whole world.
Leven is oneerlijk.
Then you should hold on to that. If a good man had to do a bad thing, then he must have had his reasons. Regardless of whether he left you a parasol or a sword. He must have done so to give you a better life.
Oh.
Damn, bro.
Thank you for everything you've told me. I will definitely find the truth. The current state of things is not something I'm willing to just sit back and accept.
Thank you. I'm very grateful to hear this from you. Even though your personality is quite different from your father's, your determination when you speak is really similar.
Yo, Navia's
You really
VA
think so?
crazy.
That's the first time anyone said that to me.
Yes.
Are you okay, Navia?
I'm fine. Don't worry. Let's investigate the 3 suspects next.
Navia's
The lab should be
VA
nearby,
crazy.
And we should be able to find Thierry and Uncle Marcel in the city. I'll get myself together on the way. So please don't worry.
Nou, we zijn er al, so get yourself together.
Greetings, boss. How may I be of assistance today?
I'm sure you've heard about what happened.
Oh ja, dit kan ik openen ondertussen. Ik moet zeker eerst deze 3 doen.
At the opera house, someone got turned into water right in front of us.
Yeah, I've heard. With something that dramatic, I'm sure journalists will milk it for all it's worth. And it'll be all the talk for the next several weeks.
It also reminded me, on the day that the incident happened with my father, it was raining outside, and we found some clothes left at the scene. After my partner here put the dots together for me, I feel like we should try to reopen his case. Can you do me a favor and try to recall what happened that night?
Let me think. Mr. Callis was feeling pretty upbeat that day. So he was drinking and bantering away with us at the table. After that, he told us that he wanted to go get some fresh air. So we let him go without thinking much of it. Who knew that we would hear 2 gunshots ring out right after? My first reaction was that Mr. Callis's life was in danger. So I grabbed my holster and made a mad dash toward the scene. But when I got there, it was already too late. Mr. Callis was standing over a dead body with a gun in his hands. All we could do was look back and forth at each other, not knowing what to say.
So you also remember 2 gunshots then?
Indeed. The guard said that the first shot didn't hit anyone, while the second killed Jacques. But I've never really bought that explanation. Reason being, Mr. Callis had left his gun on the table. I even made sure to confirm that before running to the scene. But according to the guards, that doesn't mean he couldn't have had other guns on his person. About the clothes left at the scene that you mentioned. Do you think there was a 3rd person there who was turned into water?
Very sus, very sus.
At least from our perspective, my father had no reason to kill. So he would also have no reason to bring an extra gun with him. The gun he was holding probably belonged to Jacques, or a 3rd person on the scene.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So you're saying Mr. Callis ended up with the gun because he seized it from one of the other guys?
Ik vind het ook mooi, hè. Mondstadt. Amber gebruikt nog steeds een pijl en boog. En hun zijn nog steeds aan het trainen om ridders te worden. Meanwhile, deze guys hebben gewoon casual guns mee. Weet je, gewoon meerdere. Gewoon casual, toch? Mensen zitten echt over... Echt... 8000 meter verder of zo. Zitten nog steeds met pijl en boog te trainen. Deze mensen hebben gewoon guns.
But hold on. If that's what had happened, then why didn't he share the truth with any of us? He didn't even want to face the Oratrice machine, and chose instead to prove his honor in a duel. Did he lose all faith in the courts after seeing someone dissolve right in front of his eyes?
Hij is gewoon een legend, dat is gewoon wat hij is.
About that, Malus told me a thing or two. So, I think I can understand why he committed to the duel. I'll tell you everything, once the whole truth has been revealed.
I understand. Then, I'll leave Mr. Callus's honor in your hands, boss. And if I may just say one more thing. The whole Callus the Unfaithful epithet has been a thorn in my side since the day it was invented. Many people have laughed at me for still calling him Mr. Callus, even after so many years have passed. But it was Mr. Callus's trust that allowed me to rise through the ranks of Spina di Rosula and live the life I lead today. No matter what others might say, he'll always be the man I respect the most. And he'll always be my boss.
Don't worry. I will definitely
Damn,
find
bro.
the truth. You and all our other comrades at the Spina deserve to know the truth as well.
Flora, his kindness, okay.
Intel is just like teachers. You gotta invest.
Damn, bro, shit be crazy. Jij bent sus.
Thierry, it's me.
Oh, now, what brings you here, Miss Navia? I've heard that you made quite the name for yourself at the Opera House.
Oh, so you've got news of that already.
Oh, okay. Hey, I'm also a member of the Guards, you know. The way you make it sound, people would think I was sent off to Poisson because I had done something wrong.
Are you sure there isn't a little bit of truth in that? Under normal circumstances, shouldn't you have been called back to the city already?
I mean, where I work is really up to me. Let's just say I enjoy the ambiance of Poisson. Callus did a fantastic job running the town, building Spina di Rosula from the ground up and clearing many obstructions in my way. It would be next to impossible for me to find a similarly easy but high-paying job in the city. Anyway, enough chit-chat. Are these two friends of yours? You, here for some formal business?
Yes. These two are my partners. What happened at the Opera House made us realize that Linny's case and my father's may be related. We're trying to reinvestigate the details of my father's old case.
Ah, I get it. You think there might be more to the case now that we know people can be dissolved into water, right? I was also flabbergasted when I first heard of it. If you want to go through the original files from your father's case, I can help you look for them.
That'd be much appreciated. Thank you. Actually, I have another question. Do you have the authority to dispatch Gardamex?
Of course. Without them, I couldn't possibly handle Poisson on my own. Why do you ask? We definitely can't use them to forcefully get more evidence for your father's case.
Well, you see, just recently, we were attacked by a horde of unnumbered Gardamex in the city. So, if you hypothetically wanted to do something against me, all you would need to do is get rid of the mecha serial numbers and send them after me.
Then you think too highly of my abilities. Dispatching mecha is very different from controlling them. If I had to make an analogy, when you order a dish, the chef will make it for you. You can ask the chef to cook, but not to massage your shoulders or carry your baggage. If you try to make unreasonable demands, the chef would just think you're out of your mind and ignore you completely. The same goes for me and my Gardamex. Removing a serial number is also not as easy as you might think. There are a lot of complex steps to it, and it's almost impossible to keep it a secret. So I can promise you, those mecha were definitely private units.
Cap.
They're certainly not cheap. So, whoever their owner is must
Cap.
be super rich, powerful, or both. Now that you mention it, though, being in the synth business would definitely be profitable enough to afford this.
Oh.
Oh, then you're officially in the clear, Thierry.
Oh, well, thank you for the vote of confidence, Navia. Jokes aside, I'd like to wish you all the best with your investigation. I'll be staying in the city for a little while, so just come find me if you need any support from the guards.
Wacht, hij zei net dat je rijk moest. Was die andere guy, had hij niet een hele goede business? Chat. Dit is sus. Very sus indeed. Who is the imposter among us? Dit is letterlijk among us. Who is the imposter among us? Yes, very sus.
Hello. How may I help you? I'm here to see Marcel. Could you please let him know? You can just say Navia's looking for him.
Sure. I will let him know right away.
Navia, hello. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm not as young as I used to be, so my legs are giving out a bit.
Oh, it's all right, Uncle Marcel. There's no need to stress. I just wanted to talk to you briefly about what happened in the Opera House. I'm sure you saw everything too, right?
Yes, I've never seen anything so strange.
Oh, you were at the Opera House too?
That's right. I went there with Navia to see the magic show. Who knew it would turn into a whole murder mystery? I also witnessed your marvelous sleuthing work. Quite impressive. To beat the Hydro Archon at her own game on her own turf, I can already imagine everyone in Fontaine discussing your exploits over a few glasses of wine.
Oh, Paimon doesn't want to become the talk of drunkards.
Apologies. It's just how Fontaine is as a nation. Everyone loves drama and theatrics.
Ah, fuck.
Uncle Marcel, you've also noticed that other thing, right? The fact that humans can dissolve in water?
Me and my homies hate
I
Fontaine.
was reminded of your father's case right away. Is that what you're investigating now?
Exactly. I still don't have much solid proof, but I can sense that the other side has already begun to act.
Oh, okay.
And what makes you say that?
We were attacked on Araneus by some unnumbered Gardamex. And there was also an attempt to get me to drink water from the primordial sea. If not for the vigilance of my partner, I probably wouldn't even be here talking to you right now.
Oh, you're giving us too much credit. Wasn't it you who protected us?
Alas, it seems things are heating up again. The peace that Callis sought so dearly will soon become a thing of the past. But rest assured, Navia, Poisson will always remain a safe haven for you. If you're scared, you can always return there. If anyone dares to lay their hands on you there, the Confrérie of Cabrières will use its funds to the last Mora to bring them to justice.
Thank you, Uncle Marcel. But I don't intend to go into hiding. I'm going to strike while the iron's hot. Do you have any new thoughts on my father's case?
Oh ja, gingen we niet naar Folklore toe? Wat is daarmee gebeurd?
About that. Sorry, my age is catching up with me, so it'll take me a while to recall my memory. The Confrérie was responsible for that banquet, so I was out and about the whole time making sure things were running smoothly. I didn't even have the time to drink with the guests. Then I heard the sound of a gunshot, and the rest was history.
Hé, wacht, één gunshot. I hoorde hem.
It's okay. No need to push yourself. We'll ask around some more. See if there are any valuable clues elsewhere.
Sounds good. Just let me know if you ever need Mora.
Ja, hij heeft veel Mora blijkbaar.
Comes from Callus's patronage and support. I'll spend however much it takes to clear his name.
Nee. Oké, hij Hij is nu het meest sus. Want die andere guy vertelde dat je heel veel geld nodig had om van die robots te maken. En deze guy heeft heel veel geld. En hij was toevallig druk bezig. En hij hoorde... Hij heet hem shut the fuck up.
All those scholars in the academia are prime examples.
En hij kon, hoe heet het, hij had toevallig geen tijd. En hij hoorde maar 1 pistoolschot in plaats van 2.
Wait.
So that's very sus. Go, wacht, we moeten daar op de brug. Very sus, chat. Nadia.
We've talked to all 3 suspects, purely based on their conversations with me.
None of them sounded particularly suspicious.
I suppose that's to be expected, though. If a single conversation's all that's needed to find them out, then my father wouldn't have needed to investigate the case for so many years. Anyway, even though we didn't make a breakthrough, let's still compile what we were able to find.
But where should we start? Ah, you're right! Flora mentioned that Callus probably only ended up with the gun because of circumstance. That makes sense.
According to Jacques' family members, he already told them that he had been discovered, and that he had no choice before he left home that day. If I had to guess, he probably received an order from the synth boss to kill my father. Had he refused, he and his family's lives would have been forfeit.
Ik weet dat het echt synth, maar het lijkt alsof ze zei... Ah ja, hij kreeg vast orders van de synth boss. He's such a simp. Claudia and Neved and Ryan and Yamiko, he's simping all over them. He's such a simp.
So, Jacques fired the first shot?
Jacques.
Oh? And why is that?
Ooh, that's a good point. Jacques probably already knew that he was just being used as a tool for murder. And once he had completed his mission, he'd be of no more use to his boss.
So, what would make more sense from his perspective would be to turn his back on the Order and seek protection from my father. Makes sense. But without evidence, that's still just a theory.
A game theory.
Besides Jacques, the attack from the Gardamex has been bothering me quite a bit as
Sorry,
well.
chat.
It's obvious that our enemy has become more antsy after the secret of the primordial seawater was revealed.
Yep.
Do you think he knew, even then, that we'd follow this lead to the end?
Given everything that's happened since, it's quite possible. But who among the 3 suspects would have the ability to control privately owned Gardamex?
Oh, ik ben de namen vergeten. Floornet. Terry, voor mij Floornet.
Florent?
Florent.
It is true that he was closest to my father, and thus had the best chance of learning about his dealings with Jacques. But as Spina di Rosula's advisor, his work mostly deals with personnel and security, so he shouldn't have much means when it comes to finances.
Ah, nee.
So you're saying he's too broke to afford a mecha army?
Exactly. He can't. And even if he could, I don't think he would be able to dispatch a whole group so quickly.
Ik weet wie het is, alleen ik weet niet wie, zeg maar, hoe zijn naam heet. Maar yo, Paimon is savage. He too broke. Heette die Michel? Of heette die Terry? Fuck it.
Uncle Marcel?
Ja, Uncle Marcel.
My father did really trust him. And they worked together on a large number of projects. Maybe that's how he got to know Jacques. And with funds from the Confrérie, he could also afford a large number of Gardamex.
Ja, daarom.
Still really hard for me to imagine, though. After all, Uncle Marcel has been around since I was just a child. Also, wouldn't this mean he has been spending a whole lot of mora and energy to fight his own synth business?
Is it the guard?
Thierry, you say? Huh. It is possible that he's figured out a way to convert the Gardamex for personal use. But I didn't feel like he was lying when he was talking to us about the mecha.
Ja.
I also don't think he'd be able to keep that kind of tampering under wraps.
Yeah, had he actually tampered with the mecha, we'd be able to prove it with a simple check of the guard's inventory. If the mecha were taken from the guards, it should be pretty easy to find out when and how that happened.
Who could it be?
Even kijken. Oké, think. Ah, yes. Let us think. Select. Ik denk toch Marcellus zelf. Even kijken. Which of the three suspects is the most likely to have committed the crime? The disappearance of the young women. Ik denk hij. Nee, ik denk zelf dat het Marcel is. Maar dat is niet het antwoord op de vraag die ze nu hebben. Ja, het is wel Marcel.
You know, if you think everything through, Uncle Marcel is indeed the most suspicious of them all.
Could we be missing other suspects? Malus didn't know about the people turning into water thing when he narrowed it down to these three, did he?
Kidnapper man, aloha, aloha. Thank you, welkom tot de stream.
Very reliable, and his judgment of others' trustworthiness has been fair and well considered. When he laid out his case for the three, the rationale he gave me made a lot of sense as well.
Ik hou van kaas. Yo, bedankt voor het volgen. Ja, Kidnapperman 888. Dankjewel voor het volgen. En kaas. Ik ben kaasverslaafd. Ik ook. Nee. We zoeken nu uit. We doen nu de story quest. We hebben iemand gevonden die very sus is. Sorry. Het is Kippenman 888. Sorry, ik heb het spijt me. Ik ben een beetje dyslectisch. Het spijt me. Kippenman 88. Zo is het zo, toch?
The suspect is knowledgeable about the Spina's internal affairs.
Ja, oké.
Has the means to dispatch Mecha to assassinate us. And possesses significant intellect and foresight.
Heb jij de story quest al gedaan? Kippenman 88. Kippenman 888. 888. Nee. Als je dit nog niet hebt gedaan. Simply recap. We hebben basically. Zoeken we uit wie haar vader heeft vermoord. En nu zijn we erachter gekomen dat iemand van Marcel. Hoogstwaarschijnlijk haar vader heeft vermoord. En ons probeert te vermoorden.
Even if I don't want to believe it, I'm starting to see how things could all tie back to Uncle Marcel.
Well, we still have another trump card on top of all the theorizing and speculating.
Oh ja.
Yes, Malus did say that charging straight in there would be extremely risky. But we don't have any other options right now.
Ja, man, fuck it, vriend. Ik heb tegen Reiner gevochten. Ik heb tegen de Vallen gevochten. Een paar gangsters kan ik wel hebben.
We need far more solid proof before we can hope to go charging in on our enemy.
Oh my god.
Navia, here you are. Oh, I've been looking for you.
Ik zat Reiner wat tussen te kijken terwijl ik het opstart. Ja, kan, doe ik ook wel eens.
Did something happen?
Yeah. News came from Irenaeus just after you left. We've got another trial on our hands.
Oh, no. Yo.
Wasn't that place built specifically for holding trials? What's so newsworthy about this one?
We hebben een nieuwe trial.
I know. But they said the person they're putting on trial is a Fatui harbinger called Tartaglia.
Oh, Tartaglia? Oh my god.
What? Is that someone you know?
Ja, het is een klootzak. Mama en Tartaglia.
Yeah, we know him. Maybe even a little too well.
Hij gaat knokken tegen die chick. Tegen die electro-chick.
Well,
100%.
he's been accused of being the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case.
What?
It's absurd, don't you think?
Ja. Ik bedoel, die man is er letterlijk geen week hier. Geen week.
Wait, how? None of our investigations have had anything to do with him.
That's what I thought was strange about it, so I came to tell you the news right away.
Oh my
If the
god.
charge against him stands, then it'll be next to impossible to get the guards to support any of our planned investigations.
Ik zie pas bij de arc, bij de quest in Leeway. Oké, als je bij de... Oké, welke quest in Leeway trouwens? Want ja, Tartaglia ontmoet je een beetje bij het eerste. Hey, ik kan geen... Ben jij dat? Kippenman, ben jij dit? Ik kan het niet aannemen, want anders ga ik uit de story quest.
Right.
Nee? Oké.
Because they'll think they've already found the culprit.
Yeah. And it'll be a lot harder then to clear Mr. Callus's name.
Ah, shit.
I understand. Well, partner, what do you think we should do? We
Nou,
still haven't found any conclusive evidence.
laten we eerst zorgen dat Child niet zijn kop eraf krijgt wordt gehakt. Dat is misschien een goed plan.
Huh? Split up? What do you mean?
Sure.
Just as expected of my partner.
Ik bedoel, ik fucking haat Child, maar als hij zijn kop eraf wordt gehakt en zegt, ja, hij heeft al die meiden gekidnapt, dan kunnen we haar probleem niet oplossen en dat is slecht.
Since this is a trial about the serial disappearances case, the culprit's attention will be focused on Irenaeus, leaving his home base wide open.
Oh!
You're right. This is our best opportunity. All right then, let's do this. I'll stall them at the Opera House and charge Marcel as the true culprit.
Sure.
I won't have any chance of making that charge stick though, unless we find more evidence. It'll be up to you to make it back in time and hand the decisive evidence to me.
Geen zorgen, mijn algoritme is cracked. We gaan makkelijk door die gangsters heen.
We'll help you, just like you helped us in Linny's trial.
Demoiselle, please allow us to accompany you.
Oh, oké, jullie zijn er ook.
I'm ready.
Ah, Malou, Silver, when did you two get here?
We heard that you'll be leaving Poisson and figured that you might require our assistance. It's our hope that your confidence will be bolstered with the two of us by your side.
Let's do this.
Thank you so much. Then, let's make haste for Irenaeus. Paimon, Traveler, I'll see you at the Opera House.
Ja. Yes, ma'am. Ik ben er klaar voor. Oh, gaan we gelijk door?
Navia has set out for Irenaeus. We should also get going.
Ja,
The
hier...
location has already been marked on the map, so let's head over.
Nee, ik wil dat ding hebben.
Finally!
Oh, die heb ik gekregen.
So this is the entrance that leads to the synth production base. It sure doesn't seem out of the ordinary at
Dit is een Zhangling... Dit is een Zhangling carry. Nee, chat. Mijn Zhangling is amper gebuild eigenlijk. Ik heb haar pas recent echt een beetje gebuild. Maar ik moet nog even haar wapen levelen. Maar ik dacht van, ik kan er of een healer in doen, of ik kan proberen om zeg maar gewoon wat vaporize te hebben met Zhangling.
You're right. An important place like this is bound to have a ton of protective
Maar ik moet mijn
measures.
Zhangling nog echt afmaken. Ik moet echt haar wapen levelen.
Navia's probably arguing up a storm right now to stall for us.
Meanwhile, inside the Opera and the Cella. Dat is te moeilijk. Ik ga niet liegen. Oh, sorry.
Question again, Mr. Tartaglia.
Oh shit.
Do you accept the charge that you are the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case?
Nee, nee, nee.
To be perfectly honest, I don't understand your country's complicated court system, or the reason why I'm being charged with something I've never even heard of. However, I did hear that people who have been charged can choose to participate in a duel to clear their name.
Ik wist dat hij dit ging doen. Dat is de enige reden waarom die motherfucker hier is.
In which case, As long as I accept the charge, I can have an all-out fight with that champion duelist Clorend, right? I've got to admit, that's one of the most enticing offers I've ever received.
Oh my god, child! Nee, je choked zo hard. Kom op nou, bro.
When I privately sparred with her last time, she was obviously holding back. Real disappointing.
Hey, don't you understand? You're currently the prime suspect for a major case.
Oh my god, child. Nee. Child, serieus, kom op, dit is niet het moment.
Oh? Sounds like the Hydro Archon wants to lecture me on the ways of the Opera House. Then why don't you duel me too? I'm the kind of student that learns best in the heat of battle.
Damn, bro.
No. That's not what I meant.
Yo, it uiteindelijk got some risk though, not gonna lie. Bro, homie was like, fuck you. Fuck the Hydro Archon. I'm a Rizzer.
Alas, it would appear that communication with the defendant is going poorly, and we have made very little progress.
Ja. Oh, vind je het gek?
In that case, let me explain everything from the very beginning again.
Oh my
The goal of
god.
this trial is to determine the culprit behind the serial disappearances case.
Dit gaat zo lang duren, ik wil gewoon knokken.
That case had nothing to do with him. You've got the wrong man.
Huh? What's going on? Why is she interjecting again?
I told you it couldn't be one of the Fatui harbingers.
Miss Navia, this is the second time you've interrupted the court proceedings.
Ba,
We only
ba,
tolerated your behavior last time because you were able to provide the court with a key eyewitness. But that was an exception rather than standard court protocol. I can very well charge you with contempt of court for your interjections.
Oh, please. Did you ever think I had any respect for this place's pointless theatrics?
Damn, bro.
We can put that discussion aside for now. I'm not here to argue with you. I'm here to charge the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case.
Oh!
And if my charges prove true, then Tartaglia here will be proven innocent by default, correct?
Oh, a young lady has charged in and offered to clear my name. How fascinating. Well, I'd gotten half bored to death by all these rules and procedures anyway. So I'll take you up on that offer.
Child.
So, Your Honor,
Dit is niet het
there
moment.
nothing else for me to do now?
You may take a seat for now in the audience, but that doesn't mean the suspicions against you have been lifted.
Bro, Child is echt een fucking memer,
Now
bro.
then, Miss Navia, who is the person you would like to charge instead?
Bro, Child is echt... Hem boeit het echt niet. Al gaat hij hier dood. Het boeit hem echt niet. Hij heeft zijn vision weggegeven. Wat is hij allemaal aan het doen?
That person is...
Oh, nu moet ik wat doen.
Marcel, the head of Confrérie of Cabrières.
Huh? What confrérie? Never heard of them in my life.
I've heard of them, but weren't they Spina di Rosula's sister organization?
Yep.
Oh, is this going to be a friends to enemies type situation?
Please let me remind you, Miss Navia, that charging someone is an incredibly serious matter. Committing to the charge also means taking on the legal responsibilities associated with it.
Oh my god, no one cares.
Depending on the circumstances, you may also be charged with the crime of making a false accusation.
Ja, Folklore.
Knowing this, do you still wish to charge this man?
Bro, dat is zo cap. Folklore heeft letterlijk iemand vals beschuldigd en zij is prima. Zo, nu is het opeens een probleem als wij het doen. Shut your ass up. Dat is zo cap.
Yes, I do.
In that case, I declare the charge to be valid. Miss Navia and attorneys, please take your places on the court. Members of the guards, please contact Mr. Marcel right away so that he may stand trial.
Dat kan ook gewoon zomaar hier. Yo, Marcel voelt zich
Mr. Marcel,
kut.
you will not require an attorney. Is that correct?
Apologies. It all just happened so quickly. I still haven't figured out what's going on. I think an attorney won't be necessary. This is probably just a misunderstanding between me and Navia.
Very well. In that case, since both sides have now arrived, Miss Navia, please present your charges.
Oh, we moeten weer detective gaan spelen? Oké.
Back to 3 years ago, to the case of Callus the Unfaithful. Only
through elucidating what really happened in that case can we connect all the dots for the serial disappearances case.
Okay.
Navia, do you really think that I was the one who killed your father? Come on, why would I do that? Callus was my benefactor, and remember both you and I only ran to the scene when we heard the sound of a gun. If that's enough to make me a suspect, wouldn't that make everyone at that banquet a suspect as well?
Hou je mond.
I think there's no point in getting into the specifics right now. The audience doesn't even have the big picture yet. Even I'm struggling to remember some details of that case.
Exactly correct, Your Honor. I must refresh everyone's memory about that case before I can explain my charge and reasoning.
I see. In which case, I will recount the findings about that case as originally recorded by Maison Gardiennage.
Okay. Yep.
On the day of the murder, Spina di Rosula
We mogen
hosted
dit
a
weer gaan
large
doen.
banquet in a countryside estate owned by the Confrérie of Cabrières.
Okay.
During the banquet, all attending guests heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard. When the guests arrived at the scene, they found the primary suspect, Callus, holding a gun, while his acquaintance, Jacques, lay dead from a gunshot wound.
Okay.
The guards' investigation did not recover any other firearms from the scene. As a result, they concluded that the suspect's first shot must have missed, while the second must have taken Jacques' life. The suspect did not dispute this conclusion, and also declined to defend himself in court. Instead, he chose to prove his innocence through a duel. Callus was defeated by champion duelist Clarand in the ensuing
Oh, Clarand, dat is haar naam.
and soon succumbed to the injuries.
Oké.
These are the known facts about the case.
Maar dit klopt niet.
The one with the motive to kill was Jacques, not my father. And even so, Jacques still had no reason to pull the trigger. In truth, the third person shot Jacques first, and was shot in turn by my father when my father seized the gun from him.
Ja, maar hij is dood.
After that, the true culprit turned the third person into water, erasing all traces of him from the scene. Thank you for the summary, Your Honor. Of course, the guard's conclusion appeared quite sensible to us at the time. However, we should revisit the case now that we've gained new information about the abilities of water from the primordial sea.
Oh ja, dat. Oh, nu is het mijn beurt. Oké, chat. Gigabrain. Gebruik volle 100% Gigabrain. Even kijken. Volgens mij was dit gewoon accuraat. Dit klopte. Voor zover ik weet. Ik heb eigenlijk geen idee wat ik kan doen, maar ik ga niet liegen. Even kijken. Did not carry a gun with him. Nou, dat boeit hier toch niet. Voor mij moet dat hier. Nee, fuck. I'm an idiot. On the day of the murder, was at a large banquet at the Corona Easy owned by the nee, van... Ik weet niet wat ik moet doen eigenlijk als ik eerlijk ben. Hier kan ik vrij weinig mee. Ik blijf maar gewoon een beetje klikken. Self-defend? Of was deze self-defend? Fuck. Mijn Gigabrain laat me in de steek. Chat, help. Even kijken, there were 2 gunshots. Who had the motive to kill? Dat was deze guy. Nee. Oh, dat was deze moest hier.
The victim's family confirms that Jacques had thoughts of assassinating Callus when he set out for the banquet. However,
Is dit mid-battle? Nee joh, laat maar. Maakt niet uit. Ik volg dit wel uit.
with Callus, hoping to seek the latter's protection. Unfortunately for Jacques, the true culprit had already considered this possibility and had sent out another assassin.
Oh, dat was het? Nee, dit was het niet. Wat hebben we nog meer? Oké. Carl did not carry a gun with him. The guest arrived scene. Ja, hiervoor moeten deze toch, want hij had geen gun bij zich.
Something's not...
Fuck.
This assassin first shot Jacques, then turned to shoot Callus. only for Callus to wrestle the gun from him and kill him instead.
Okay. Yeah. The first shot have missed when the second shot must have killed Jack live. Kunnen we daar wel doen? Egress, mass, notice, nothing. Ja, hier.
A pile of clothing was found at the scene. The guards once believed they were used by Jacques as a costume to disguise himself. But now, it is clear that the clothes were proof that there was a third person at the scene, and that they were turned into water after committing the murder. Since it was raining that day, the culprit was confident that they could use the rain to wash away all traces of their dissolved accomplice.
Giga brain chat, ik ben fucking slim.
Caused the hired assassin to dissolve into water, leading everyone to believe Callus was responsible for Jacques' murder. This is the true version of events.
I'm fucking smart. I'm a genius.
Ah, so that's what happened.
Iedereen gelooft het ook.
You're telling me something as dangerous as water from the primordial sea has been used for all these years?
Yup.
What a great theory. It also explains Callus's and Jacques' respective motives. I guess they didn't shoot each other after all.
Mr. Marcel, you are the one being charged with the crime. You should provide a rebuttal if you wish to prove your innocence.
Ah, but I think I agree with everything Navia just said. In fact, there was nothing in her speech that directly implicated me.
Oh ja, kon nog.
Then, may I ask some questions? In my opinion, we primarily need to determine two things.
Folklore, shut up.
One, do you have the evidence to back up your claims?
I'm afraid not. At least not at this very moment.
Boo! If you don't have any evidence, you should just go home.
Oh
I
nee.
may not have the evidence with me, but I know where I could go to collect it. If we look up the deserted clothes against a record of people who went missing around the same time, we should be able to find a match. Considering the serial disappearances case, the guards probably kept careful records of all missing persons from around that time, regardless of age or gender.
Want folklore heeft evidence.
I would consider this to be a reasonable investigative
Wow.
direction.
Oh nee, wacht.
Why do I feel like
Docteurs
Fanny is
heeft
acting a
evidence.
little differently today?
Maybe she's scared of embarrassing herself again?
Alternatively, she's become more diligent after charging an innocent citizen in the last trial.
Ja, dat is bullshit trouwens. Die guy zei net echt zo van, yo, je mag niet zomaar iemand beschuldigen van iets. Terwijl folklore doet dat en iedereen is oké. Fuck off.
My second question has to do with the ensuing duel. If the truth is indeed as you described, then why didn't Mr. Callus explain himself in court? If he had testified that a person had been dissolved, he could have at least mounted a defense.
Had iemand hem
I thought
geloofd?
about this too, and the answer is actually pretty simple. He felt there were things that were more important to him. The dissolving power of water from the primordial sea is an important secret for the true culprit of the serial disappearances case. My father could have exposed it for all to see, but he chose to take it to the grave. At that time, Spina di Rosula was in dire straits, and his reputation had already been shattered. He had no guarantee that going forward with the truth would allow the culprit to be brought to justice. What was certain, however, was that it would paint a gigantic target on my back.
Boss once told me that Demoiselle had already been selected as the next target of the serial disappearances case.
What?
If the secret had gotten out, the culprit would have fought an all-out war with Espina right there and then. I wouldn't have been the only one in danger. All of us would have stood to lose our lives. Of course, the guards might eventually figure out the truth of the matter and determine that we were in the right. But what good would that do? How can a hollow verdict protect anyone?
Das klopt.
Had this opera house ever given my father any kind of confidence in its brand of justice, Spina di Rosula would have had no reason to exist. But by staying silent, we retain the ability to deter our opponents and continue the stalemate. I was able to become Spina di Rosula's president, which made me harder to target, as well as giving me more time to grow and learn. And once I have figured out the truth and stepped up to the challenge, I will do what this opera house cannot, and restore my father's truth and honor back to him.
Bro, ik ga niet liegen, chat. Ik ben al lang gewoon mijn aandacht verloren. Like, we waren bezig. Maar vanaf dit hele punt dat het allemaal begon, was ik echt van, wat deden we ook alweer?
So, you mean to say, your father intended to die in the duelist's ring?
Yup.
That's right.
Do you have any proof?
Tuurlijk niet.
Of course.
Oh, blijkbaar wel.
All you need is to ask his opponent, Clarand. I don't need your apology, your guilt, or your support from the shadows. You don't have to do anything for my sake. But since he entrusted his will to you, Clarand, you should tell us the truth about his sacrifice.
Ja, kom op.
So, during the duel, did you believe that Callus was intending to die?
Yes, I did. As a champion duelist, I've fought many battles and taken a countless number of dishonored lives. In my line of work, I've seen all kinds of people give their all for the faintest hope to continue living. Some were determined, others passionate, and some even manic and twisted. Just one look and I can tell if a duelist is hoping to live or if they're looking to die. I hereby swear on my name and honor as a champion duelist that Mr. Callus never intended to leave the ring alive.
Okay.
Since that's your testimony, I have no more questions. It appears there really are good grounds to reopen this case.
I concur. However, Miss Navia, you still have not explained the link between your father's case and the serial disappearances case.
Right? What she said was fascinating, but kind of beside the point.
Wait, weren't they just talking about the serial disappearances case?
Of course, Your Honor.
Ja, daar komen we nu.
Connected via a matter of timing. In my father's case, the culprit intended to kill both Jacques and Callus. As a result, they planned to act after hearing 2 gunshots. And at the end of Linny's trial, the culprit also only dissolved the victim in front of everyone because they realized they were at risk of being identified. The culprit could only time their actions so precisely if they were already at the scene. Coincidentally, Marcel attended both the banquet and the trial.
Ja, dat is waar ik op zat. Precies.
You suspected me. Even after hearing your reasoning, I still can't help but find it a little preposterous. I'm used to it, though. You've always been an impulsive and sentimental child, Navia. It's one of your most endearing traits.
No need to appeal to pathos.
I won't try to refute your points one by one, but even if everything you just said was true, can you prove that I was the only person present at both events?
Yep.
On top of that, does a person have to be physically present to control the timing? Can't someone remotely monitor the place?
Oké, dat is wel een goed punt eigenlijk. Dat is misschien het probleem.
Know what you can say to that.
I know that even with that, you might still think you can reduce the list of suspects with some further investigations, until I'm the only one left on the list.
Ik zit in het
Alas,
theater.
who won't feel at least a little hurt by an accusation of murder from a girl you see as your own daughter? But if I were to dismiss this completely,
Bro, hou je mond. Ik probeer chat te lezen.
considerate of your feelings. Ah well, let Uncle Marcel teach you another lesson.
Ik zit in een thee. Ik zit in een theepot. Heb je, by the way, hulp nodig met dingetjes? Ik niet. Ik heb zelf niet echt hulp nodig met dingetjes. Weet je, je kunt net zo goed... Weet je, ik probeer zeg maar de story en het zelf een beetje uit te vogelen. Maar je kunt ook gewoon net zo lang op dingen drukken tot het wel goed komt. Ik heb niks te doen. Ik wilde zo misschien nog, zeg maar, na de story quest nog wat domains gaan farmen. Zo, ja, dat kunnen we nog altijd doen. Doe dat. Let's go. We moeten eerst wachten tot we hier klaar mee zijn.
I suppose you're gonna tell me anyways.
It's timing again. I'm a businessman by trade. From that standpoint, there's no reason for me to kidnap young women. It's a high-risk action with nothing to gain. In addition, I left my home in Snezhnaya when I was young to come to Poisson and
Snezhnaya.
trade. My business only thrived when I received Callus's patronage. But the disappearances began before I ever stepped foot in Fontaine.
Guess we're fucked.
I do apologize, demoiselle. This was my mistake.
No, it's not your fault. I'm sure he had come prepared.
Is there anything else you'd like to say?
We're fucked. That's what.
To check the date of my first business license against the first known case of the serial disappearances?
We're
You
fucked.
can also take a look at my border entry records, or ask my friends and family when I left Snezhnaya for the first time. Could those records and testimonies do something to appease the unspeakable anguish in your heart?
Seems like she got the wrong guy.
Oh my
At this
god.
rate, Navia will be convicted for falsely accusing him.
I think you've done a superb job of dissecting your father's feelings as he neared the end of his life. But aren't you going against all of his wishes and expectations right now? He wished for you to become more rational, collected, and conscientious, instead of dwelling only on your own feelings. Once you've learned to be more considerate of others' feelings, and to stop rushing headlong into things, you'd have met most of his expectations.
Oké, zo. Doe. Het is lekker nog koud. Het is nog kouder.
This
Damn,
isn't
bro.
just about me, and it never has been. The biggest difference between me and the rest of the victims is that I still have the ability to search for the truth, while that same agency has long been taken from them.
Yeah.
The people whose families were destroyed by synth abuse, the people who lost their loved ones to the serial disappearances, and the people who suffered tragic ends due to their sense of justice. Many people's images are flashing before my eyes. I'm sure some are coming to those of you in the audience as well. And whose image do you see, Marcel? Is it a man named Vacher?
We got him.
Oh.
Motherfuckers.
So you do know that name.
Wie is dat?
I'm merely surprised you'd suddenly say the name of someone I've never even heard of.
I was waiting for you to say that.
A little while earlier. Oh, nu gaan we weer terug naar Traveler. Eindelijk, dit wordt weer interessant. Oh, je mag hier je party veranderen. Oh, dat is wel lijp. Nah, fuck it.
One with nature. Bombs away! Go! Into the wind. Yeah. Go!
En dat werkt. Water, inderdaad. Wat vinden jullie van, hoe heet het, onder water kunnen zwemmen nu in Genshin? Ik vind het fucking ziek. Ik had nooit verwacht dat ze dat zouden kunnen doen. Ik hoop dat ze dat op meer plekken gaan doen. Het werkt goed, je zwemt snel, stamina is geen issue. De puzzels zijn leuk.
Paimon thinks we need to go up, but Paimon doesn't see a way.
Water.
Let's take a look around. Maybe we'll find a hidden mechanism that'll show us the way up.
Mother. Oh, wat? Komt er meer water? Er is meer water. Hoho. Genshin.
This is still a ways away from where we need to go.
Jullie denken dat jullie kinderpuzzels mij tegenhoudt? French. Ja, dit is de bedoeling van de beeld. En nu doen we gewoon fucking veel hydro damage. Althans, dat is in ieder geval het plan. Alleen we kunnen niet kennis ult de hele tijd doorspammen. Dat is een beetje het probleem wat we nu hebben. Dat is nu het probleem wat we hebben. Dit team wordt eigenlijk te zijn dat we de hele tijd kennis ult kunnen spammen, zodat we gewoon constant hydro damage kunnen doen. Dat is basically het punt. En dan hebben we nog juggling voor de extra damage. Genshin, jouw kinderpuzzels houden mij niet tegen. Ja, het ziet er wel ziek uit. Oh, dat zijn grote motherfuckers. Wacht even, chat. Deuren besloten en even schreeuwen dat ik mijn ramen. Ik heb mijn ramen even dicht gedaan. Maar dat hoor je niet, omdat vanwege de mic-instellingen. Was good, my guys.
Clouds high, the birds calm. One with nature.
Nice and spicy.
Hear my prayer. Bombs away! Wind strike.
Eat this!
Fuck! Dit team is nog wel een work in progress. So, Kazuha, please carry us. Skill issue.
After all that, we finally made it to the innermost sanctum. Though, as expected, the mastermind isn't here.
Zo, ja, dat is best wel... Dat klopt maar, man. Want zo makkelijk gaat het nooit.
That's right. Then let's hurry up and find some evidence so we can get back to the Opera House and help Navia.
Wat hier?
Oh, there's so much synth here. And so many bottles of ingredients that probably just contain the waters of the primordial sea. Mixing in progress. Ready to drink? Stock sample? Huh. They've also got all the synth pretty clearly labeled. Whoa, there's even fruit-flavored synth?
Let's go! Ik wil aardbeien.
Yep, it's super obvious.
Yo, ik wil aardbeien, Sin. Je weet zelf, ik wil aardbeien.
Looks like some kind of place for research. Experiment number 16 aims to verify Jacob Ingold's research conclusions on the primordial sea and use his theory as a foundation to achieve a breakthrough. The experiment was a failure. No individual managed to resurface from the water from the primordial sea.
Oh, wat?
Female specimens 22, 23, and 24 were dissolved.
Oh, shit. Geen zorgen, Paimon. Ze deden alleen maar wat menselijke experimenten.
Sorry, traveler. Paimon will try her best. It's just that Paimon's never read something so scary before. How could someone write something that terrible in such a matter-of-fact tone?
Heb je ooit Elden Ring gespeeld of Dark Souls? Weet je, dan lees je wel wat engs.
You read the rest. Paimon's too scared to keep going. So that's why he did all of these experiments. Wait, did he really think he'd be able to find a way just by dissolving people over and over? That's just insane!
Yo, laat Paimon gewoon even wat Dark Souls spelen, komt wel goed.
Huh? Isn't that the name you heard by the fountain? Paimon thought he was an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case.
He is a recent... Oké, dat kan ik niet lezen.
You mean Vache is the one who did all of these...
Oh, researcher, oké.
Experiments?
Vache is a bad guy.
So that's it. Vache was no victim, but personally took his lover and...
Oh, dat is zo fucked.
Not it either. If that's the case, why would he want people to resurface from the water?
There must be more than meets the eye.
In any case, Paimon will write
Dat
it
is
down.
zo fucked. Nee, hij heeft die chick die zo van hem hield. Heeft hij gewoon gemarteld is een groot woord. Maar hij heeft in ieder geval op haar geëxperimenteerd. Wat? Dat is zo fucked. Wat is dit?
Oh, look! There's an important looking basin over here, and it's full of water.
Ja, dat is de water.
This is where they make all the synth, and that special water is the main ingredient. If you dilute it with normal water, you'll get synth, but the pure stuff can dissolve a human. Paimon will take notes on this incriminating evidence. Let's see what's written here. Nothing escapes Detective Paimon's eyes.
Tenzij het eng is.
Callus. Navia's father. Oh, this seems to be an investigation report on him.
Oh, fuck. Eigenlijk die hebben we nodig.
Yep, it's about finding someone to assassinate Jacques and Callus because of a lack of confidence that Jacques himself would go through with it. This should prove the existence of the third person, right?
Ja, klopt. Maar is er een naam?
Still have not determined the exact content of the key information Callus has passed on to certain members of his organization. The old dog's a real menace to deal with. Even if he abides by the promise he's made to us, he will still have the upper hand. He can act whenever he wants to make our lives miserable. The only option left is to remove him from the picture entirely.
Oh,
I
shit.
concur. Let's send someone to kill him. He won't declare war as long as we don't touch Navia. Oh, seems like we've got a bunch of correspondence between the higher-ups.
Oké. Maar we hebben nog steeds geen naam over wie het heeft gedaan.
They're all just so evil.
Was dit alles? Ik weet niet echt veel meer wat we moeten vinden. Maar er moet nog iets zijn.
What's all this? Aw, it's a bunch of really cute things. Pink accessories, a hair tie.
Oh nee.
Even a makeup box.
Oh nee, dit is zeker die shit van die vrouwen die ze hebben ontvoerd. Die er nu niet meer zijn. En die hebben ze bewaard.
Oh, Paimon sees it too, but why are all these cute things labeled with different girls' names?
Ze horen bij de victims.
Huh? You mean the girls from the serial disappearances? They were brought here?
Ja. Oh, dat is zo far.
And then they were turned into water. And all the boxes of things. These names. That means... Oh, this is terrible.
Oh nee, dat is zo... Wow, fontaine is messed up.
We've looked at almost everything here, and it seems like our theories were spot on. But... yeah, we haven't found anything that reveals his true identity.
Zoals normaal.
No wonder even Nervalet wasn't able to find anything. Whoever it is probably destroyed everything to do with that name a long time ago.
Oh nee.
That way, even if we bring all this back to the opera, we won't be able to identify the true culprit. Sure thing. Paimon won't admit defeat to this guy either.
En dit hebben we allemaal onderzocht. Heerlijk, ik heb geen idee wat we dan nog zo moeten doen. Forest potions. Ja, die hebben we al gedaan. Misschien moet je het gewoon nog een keer allemaal onderzoeken. Ik denk het wel. Kun je niet iets van die chick vinden of zo? Die we zagen toen we flauw vielen. Oeh.
Isn't that Vache's lover's name? Then you found her diary.
Let's go!
Aw, it's just a normal diary chronicling their love story. She was so sweet too. Oh, Paimon feels even worse for her now.
Ja, dat is zo fuck. Dat is zo me. Ik dacht dat Nahida opsluiten voor een paar 500 jaar. Dat fuck was. Maar dit is next level. What the fuck? Ik kan het niet lezen.
So many. A whole page's worth. But they're all crossed out. Was she unhappy with all of them? The final name she decided on was Marcel. Wait, but Marcel's pretty old. Has this case been going on for so long that he's Vache and Venier's grown son?
No way!
Paimon still hasn't figured it out yet.
Ik ook niet.
And whose image do you see, Marcel?
Oh, we zijn weer terug hier zo.
Is it a man named Vache?
Vache.
Oh, so you do know that name.
Yo, wanneer komen wij gewoon met echt van objection?
Of someone I've never even heard of.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Navia, we're back!
Objection!
As expected of my partner. I just knew you'd return in the nick of time.
Nu moet ik een chocolate golf. Nu moet ik... Huh? Een coco goat vinden. Veel succes! Veel succes met je coco goat vinden. Veel succes. Geen zorgen, je vindt hem wel. Het is heel simpel.
Just how often do you intend to flout the rules of this court?
Man, fuck your rules. Een coco goat. Geen zorgen, komt wel goed. Die ga je vinden.
It's all right, Monsieur Nervalet. Given their confidence, I expect they've found the crucial evidence.
Oh. Wat moet ik nu doen? Which evidence reveals the true identity? Dat is deze.
But the truth of it,
Hij
Marcel,
praat!
is that you've always been Vache.
Yo, hij praat! No way!
Huh?
We've investigated your lair and we already know everything.
Hij is Vacher?
Vignere was dissolved. You kept abducting young women to experiment on the hopes of bringing her back to you.
Oh my god.
You even created Marcel as a new identity and destroyed all records of your past as Vache.
So that's it.
Gaan we nog een keer praten?
Even the villains in opera performances rarely go that far. And with that, Marcel's motive has now been established.
This information regarding your past also dismantles your prior timing defense. Well, Marcel, do you know where you went wrong?
Yo,
Fixated
ik
your
wist
gaze
het.
on the lover that passed away, instead of paying attention to the living people around you. So, you never noticed how we changed, or how we grew as individuals.
You also never understood Boss's real expectations for his daughter.
Or our determination to see things through.
Yo, ik zit wel echt op een punch van mijn stoel met deze rechter shit.
Mr. Marcel, please speak up now if you would like to defend yourself. Otherwise, the trial will move on to the next stage.
Duel.
Do you really think I wanted to do any of this?
He confessed!
Pay attention to you? What for? Have you ever paid attention to me? Ever empathized with my pain? Ever known how it feels to watch the love of your life dissolve right in front of your eyes? No one helped me. No one even believed me. All those decades ago, even the officers from the Maison Gardiennage were laughing at me. They said there's no way a human being can turn into water. So I must have gone mad from grief. Vignere's death was brushed away by all of you as if it didn't matter at all. Well, now you know, don't you? Ha!
Oh shit.
It's too late now.
I hate to do, chat. We hebben hem.
Forever. You only have yourselves to blame. You set up this ornate opera house in pursuit of your so-called justice, your beloved drama, while turning a blind eye to the suffering of the people. Vignere is dead. We promised each other that we would always be together. Wherever she goes, I will follow.
Nee.
But I'm not from this blasted place, so I can't be dissolved, no matter what I do.
Hey, is that water from the primordial sea that he's drinking?
Ja, is prima.
I can't dissolve. Can't dissolve. Can't dissolve.
Yo, voor mij hebben we hem gebroken, chat.
I can't go. I can't follow. So if I can't go where she is, what choice do I have but to try to bring her back?
Yo, koop je hem, bro, Lamau.
And in the end, that accursed callous still got the better of me. I spent my entire life living on pins and needles, only to get stabbed by his idiot daughter at the very end.
Yo, deze gast verliest het helemaal.
Suspect is exhibiting signs of mental distress. Guards, please restrain him.
Oh, deze...
Touch me. Don't anybody come near me. I still need to save Vignere. A promise. We made a promise. Vignere.
Yo, deze guy verliest het.
Please, Vignere. Don't think badly of me. All I want to do is fulfill our promise.
Dat gaat het niet meer worden, vriend.
At this point, the verdict of this trial is clear. With Mr. Marcel's conviction, the charges against Mr. Tartaglia no longer have any basis.
Fine by me. I was in a bad mood, but after a show like that, I'm actually feeling pretty good.
Chat, hou je mond.
Traveler, please submit all the evidence you have collected to the guards, so that I might review and summarize the truth behind the serial disappearances case.
Bro, we hebben zelfs net een 20 jaar misdaad hebben opgelost.
Marcel was originally named Vache and worked as an adventurer with his partner and lover Vignere. During an underwater expedition, Vignere accidentally came into contact with water from the primordial sea and was dissolved in front of Vache as a result.
Damn.
Vache learned of the primordial water's existence through the work of others and began to kidnap young women for research, with the goal of discovering a method to restore Vignier back to life. To cover his tracks, he invented the new alias of Marcel and began to operate a business in Poisson.
No way.
During the course of his research, Vacher discovered that a diluted concoction of water from the primordial sea can induce feelings of euphoria, and began to manufacture and market synth. However, as he accumulated wealth to fund his continued
Hij is
research and
gewoon
expanded
wack.
the scope,
Ja, eigenlijk wel.
he came into
Hij is cringe.
conflict with Spina di Rosula. After exchanging blows with Spina di Rosula for many years, Vacher decided to assassinate their president Callus at a banquet. Although the assassination did not go as Vacher expected, he was able to turn Callus into the murder suspect by dissolving the assassin he sent to the scene. And just recently, Vacher attempted to frame Linny as the culprit of the serial disappearances case, using a similar method. However, his attempt to frame Linny failed, and the power of water from the primordial sea became public knowledge. This case also exposed enough of Vacher's machinations that he was eventually successfully charged in court. Thus concludes the enigmatic history of the serial disappearances case, with the truth revealed to
Job well done, guys. Goed gedaan, dan kun je naar huis. Applaus. We hebben zelfs een 20 jaar, misschien wel langer, een jarige misdaad hebben opgelost in echt 6 dagen of zo. Goed gedaan, jongens. We zijn compleet vreemden, komen aan, lossen even iedereen's problemen op en gaan weer weg.
The oratrice will now deliver the final verdict regarding the charges against Mr. Vacher.
Doodstraf, doodstraf, doodstraf. Kom op, hij moet de doodstraf krijgen.
According to the judgment of the oratrice mécanique d'analyse cardinale, Mr. Vacher is guilty.
Goh, je meent het.
Guards, take Vacher away.
Good. It's what he deserves.
With that, the serial disappearances case is over now.
We really just witnessed history. Who would have thought the true culprit would be such a polite and well-spoken guy?
Yippee! We helped Navia bring the bad guy to justice!
Woohoo!
He's hurt so many innocent people and now he's finally getting what he deserves. Huh? Are you okay?
You good?
Mademoiselle, you were absolutely brilliant.
The day our late boss had always hoped for has finally come. You can rest easy now, knowing justice has been served.
Yeah. Yeah. It's finally over.
Hey.
It's all thanks to you guys. And my partner. See, Papa? Spina di Rosula's still doing well with me at the helm.
Well now, hasn't this been a most delicious piece of drama? The villain has been caught, justice has been served, past wrongs have been righted, and it's a big ol' happy ending.
Yay,
Since
happy
it's been
ending.
such a great show, I'll just let the false accusations against me slide. Either way, I've still got some business to attend to. So, if you'll excuse me...
Please wait just one moment, Mr. Tartaglia.
What now? None of this has anything to do with me.
According to court protocol, since this trial was initiated due to a charge against you, a verdict must also be made regarding the initial charge before the trial can conclude.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, come on. Is this really necessary? Haven't you already caught the real criminal? Isn't it time for side characters like me to exit stage left?
Please respect the laws of Fontaine. This has always been the rule.
All right, but this sure is a lot of hassle. All I need to do is stand over there, right? Let's just get this
Ja,
over
het
with.
vraagt recht om.
Through
Dat wordt
evidence
echt
presented in
echt
the public
geklapt worden.
trial that was just held, it has been established that Mr. Tartaglia has no direct connection to the serial disappearances case. The guilty party has been identified, and thus it is logical to suppose Mr. Tartaglia is innocent of the charges.
Hey.
We now turn to the oratrice mécanique d'analyse cardinale to render the final verdict on the charges.
De Ormanique Angus. Ik kan het nog eens uitspreken.
According to the judgment of the oratrice mécanique d'analyse cardinale, Mr. Tartaglia is guilty.
Wat?
What?
Van wat?
Hey! That's not funny. Didn't you just say I'm supposed to be innocent? What's with this verdict? Is your justice machine malfunctioning?
Huh? This has never happened before. The Oratrice actually returned a different verdict from the Chief Justice.
I mean, have you ever heard of an innocent Fatui Harbinger?
Klopt.
Do you think the Oratrice might have just convicted him on general principle?
But weren't the charges about the serial disappearances case? No matter what else he's guilty of, it shouldn't affect the verdict in this case, right?
Ja, what the fuck? Ik bedoel, chat is een klootzak. Ik ga niet liegen.
The judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal is, by law, the final verdict of the court. We must accept the guilty verdict. Guards, please take the suspect into custody per court protocol.
Oh. We krijgen een cutscene van my guy. In 0 frames.
So this is how justice is done in Fontaine. What a joke. You've got your rules.
Oh shit.
Well, I've got mine too.
Hij neemt zijn eigen keuzes. Yo, let's go, child. Kijk hem gaan. Yo, hij gaat transformeren. Go Super Saiyan, my boy. What the fuck?
I am sorry.
Yo.
If you have been wronged, we will find the truth. But the rules of the court must be upheld.
Zo, bro, die guy klapte hem in 1 keer. Dragon heeft... Niet iedereen heeft een skill issue, for fuck's sake.
Apologies. This is also the first time I've encountered such a situation.
Bro.
However, according to the rules established at the conception of Fontaine's court system...
Nu wel is de hydrodrenger van Fontaine. Is dat confirmed? Net zoals Empress de Dranger. Is dat confirmed dat hij de hydrodrenger is? Want ik heb gehoord dat alleen maar dat mensen dat denken. Dat nooit is confirmed. Maar dat zou best wel heel erg veel kunnen uitleggen. Ik bedoel, hij klapte hem gewoon in 1 keer.
All I do is follow court procedure. As for why the Oratrice arrived at the conclusion it did, you should probably ask someone more knowledgeable than me.
Nou, MiHoYo heeft niet gezegd, maar letterlijk alles in de game zegt dat er is. Zelf een sidequest van, er zijn leaks. Leak skills zijn, dat is normaal. Het is sterk voor een normaal character. Ja, op zich. Ik heb de sidequest nog niet gedaan. Want ik wil zeg maar het meest op stream doen.
Why are you looking at me? I had nothing to do with it. I don't know what happened there either. Hey, stop staring at me!
What does Lady Farina mean by that?
Farina? Waarom heet toch Folklore?
She says she has no idea either, but that's impossible. Didn't she create the Oratrice herself?
Yeah, so are the verdicts reliable or not? Can results like this really be called justice?
Is dat Farina?
My dearest citizens, did you really think
Folklore is haar
allow
archon
an
naam.
incorrect
Oh, oké.
verdict to be handed out in this court? Did you really believe that the judgment could be mistaken or be the result of some sort of random
Oh ja, net zoals Nahida en Lesson Lord Kusanale. Ja, oké.
You thought even I had been blindsided by the Oratrice's result.
Ik ga haar gewoon Folklore noemen.
The way she looked just now, It was pretty obvious she had no idea what was going on.
However, given the state of things, I shall give you an explanation. Everything that just took place, including my supposed shock and bafflement, was a part of an elaborate performance, with every action meant to stir up drama and excitement.
Cap.
Of course, for
Stop the cap.
there is a script. Everything has unfolded exactly as I expected from the very beginning.
Stop the cap.
As the
Stop the cap.
of the very concept of justice, the Oratrice shall never render an arbitrary judgment.
So, damn.
You thought Child had nothing to do with the serial disappearances case. It is only because you've been blinded by the superficial appearance of innocence. Everything he's done, not to mention the danger he poses, are beyond ordinary comprehension and completely unforgivable. All shall be revealed.
Whoa, Folklore,
in time.
chill.
You will come to understand my noble intentions, as well
De bovenste, ze is fucking mad. Folklore, chill. Even tussendoor, haar voice actor is fucking goed.
Now, having said that, although I hate to leave things hanging in suspense, it is now time for this performance to end. As the lead actress, I shall be the first to take my leave. Toodaloo!
Cap.
So she chose to make her escape after all, did she?
So you're saying we shouldn't put much stock into what she just said?
Folklore is gewoon een drama
She
queen.
probably just put on that performance to save face. As for the truth, it's unlikely that she actually has any idea. However, please be assured that I will continue to investigate this case in a personal capacity. Just as I promised, if the judgment has been incorrect, we will do our utmost to clear his name.
Kon hij niet gewoon vragen om een duel?
Even though we feel pretty badly for him, we'll take your word for it for now. After all, he's done plenty of bad stuff, so he should have known he'd go to prison someday, right?
My guy is a Fatsui. Heb jij nog wat te zeggen?
Oh, Monsieur Nervalet! That power you showed when you took him down. Who are you really?
Ja.
I'm the Chief Justice of Fontaine, of course. If officers of the law lack the strength and capability to enforce it, then it makes a mockery of justice.
Cap. Water Dragon. My guy. Misschien komen we erachter als we zijn story quest krijgen. Of die van Folklore. Zal je dan net zoals de... Nee, ik denk dat... Ik vraag me af of een van de karakters, net zoals Child en zo, een weekly boss gaat worden. Want ik vond het wel cool om playable karakters tegen playable karakters te vechten. Tegen Child en Ryan en zo. Dat zijn mijn favoriete boss fights.
What are you doing? Quick, stop him!
Traveler! Hey! Traveler!
Misschien zijn drengen vorm? Ja, dat kan.
Marcel! What are you doing over here?
Stop resisting arrest! Cease, or we'll add another charge to the list.
No, wait! I just want to ask the Traveler something. I'm not looking to run away. Please, just let me ask this one small thing.
Go on.
Thank you.
Hij wil het dagboek hebben.
I was being led away when I finally realized something. Where did you first hear the name Vache?
Oh.
I erased all records of that name. So, unless...
We waren high en toen hoorden we
Trying to prove your innocence? Give it up. You've already been convicted.
Really? You did? You're sure? You met her? But how could that be? How did you manage to do it? The Fountain of Lucine? Then she's been so close to me all along.
Klopt.
And I just never... Please give me a chance to talk to her again. Just let the Traveler take me to the fountain to see her one last time. This is the last request I'll ever make in my life. You can do whatever you want to me afterwards. I don't care.
What?
Give an inch and you want to take a mile? Do you think serial killers get to make requests like that?
Paimon agrees. Why should we give him what he wants when he's only done a ton of super terrible things?
This request, is it worth as much to you as your life?
Of course! Wait, no. It's worth even more than my life.
Humans. Will they betray the instinct to live just to satisfy spiritual...
Ja, oké, hij is een draak. Ik geef je helemaal gelijk. Ik geef je helemaal gelijk. Deze line confirmed dat die motherfucker is een draak. Ik bedoel, als je zelf mens bent, dan weet je ook hoe het is. Deze man is een draak.
Very well. I will grant your request.
Your Honor, I fear that...
I will go with him. You do not need to worry about any escape.
In that case, I shall leave him in your most capable hands, Chief Justice.
Thank you.
Oh, deze quest is voorbij. Holy shit. Zit simulator heeft dan gekke storylines. Dat weet ik wel.
Is this the place? You said she's here, but what do I need to do to see her?
Yeah, and even Paimon could hear her after drinking that thing. Didn't you just drink a lot of it on the stage as well? Oh, in that case...
Ja, giet het naar achteren. Kijk wat er gebeurt.
Ah!
Yes, that's it. So you heard it too.
Giet.
It's me! It's me, Vache!
Vache.
Orson.
I'm here! Where are you, Vignier? I'm coming for you. I'm finally here for you.
Bro. Oké, je ziet niet zijn gezicht niet, maar Marcel is verliefd geworden op een vrouw die is veranderd in de slechtste boss in heel Genshin Impact. Dat is crazy.
Wait! Be careful! Hey, wait!
Vignier, is that you? It's me, Vache! Vignier!
Vache, why did you come? Didn't I say? You don't need to look for me. You look a lot older than I remember. How long has it been?
Heel erg lang.
More than 20 years. I've suffered for over
more than 20
years since the day you left.
Oh.
All this time, only the thought of bringing you back has kept me alive. Nothing else mattered to me.
Damn.
I must be dreaming. Who would have thought I'd get the chance to tell you all of my feelings like this? Vignier, you are my everything. I really don't know how I could live without you.
Simp.
But Vache, if
Simp alert.
This world would be better off without you.
What are you saying?
If not for you, I would have finished my law degree and probably become a top-tier attorney one day.
Oh shit.
If not for you, I would have continued to pursue my love of the arts, and my works would have been displayed in the Palais Mermonia itself. If not for you, I would at least have been able to take care of my mother.
Oh shit.
And she would not have grown old and died alone, with nothing but the tears on her cheeks. It's all because of your selfishness, Vache. It's all because of you.
Oh, die zag ik niet aankomen.
Wait, you are not Vignier. Who are you?
You're right. I am not Vignier. I am the sacrifices. Every woman who died by your hand.
Oh shit.
Dissolved. Our consciousnesses flowed back to the primordial sea. Our thoughts circulated endlessly within the primordial sea, and we were no longer individuals, but we became one, just as streams of water come together in the sea.
Yo, die zag ik niet aankomen.
I'm Cressy. I'm Lemony. I'm Azine. The only one I am not is Vignier.
What? Why? But then, where is Vignier?
She doesn't want to see you anymore. Every tendril of her consciousness is avoiding you. This is what you get for your selfishness. Your selfishness robbed us of our lives and our futures. You said time and time again that you'd do any and everything for her. But did you ever consider whether she'd want to see you do the things that you did? If she would despise you for what you became?
Chat, leer hiervan. Liefde van één kant is nooit goed. Denk altijd aan de... Als je iets wil doen voor de ander, denk altijd aan de ander. We leren hier wijze lessen van Genshin.
You are a liar, a heartless
Klopt, fuck de ander.
and a cowardly narcissist. The only thing you are not is Vignier's beloved. From the moment your first victim died and her consciousness merged with Vignier's,
Letterlijk funky, ja. Wat?
hatred for you.
Oh, ik ben hier ook. Ik luister hier gewoon naar. Looks like I did it met Vignier back then. Oh.
No! Vignier! She can't hate me. Let me see her, please. Have mercy.
You still don't understand. When I said don't look for me, that came from the real Vignier. She really doesn't want to see you anymore.
Als dat bedoelen ze ermee.
But on top of that, she also said that because it's her final drop of pity for you. She said that because she knew that if you did come here, we will show no mercy to you.
Oh shit.
Vache. Vache?
Yo, that's creepy as fuck.
Vache. Drown.
Homie dead? Later, the guards found... Oh, dat kon je niet lezen. Daar was ik niet snel genoeg voor. Yo, is homie dead? Is hij dood? What?
Finally, we have some time to do shopping. Gosh, it's really been a long time since we've been able to relax.
Oké, en we gaan gewoon weer verder.
Well met, partner. I knew something great was going to happen when I woke up.
Ik kon nog even snel lezen met streamdelay. Volgens mij is Marcel dood.
Put a damper on the demoiselle's mood.
It's a pleasure to see you both again.
Oh, hey, Navia! It's been a few days. Paimon's already started to miss you.
Oh, now that I believe. I'm easy to work with and always bring home the bacon. Who wouldn't treasure having a partner like me?
Klopt.
Sounds like you're really enjoying life these days, Navia. What have you been busy with since the trial?
It's just been one thing after the other. I've been making non-stop trips between Poisson and the courts in Sen. Everyone from Spina di Rosula organized a memorial for my father. We never held a memorial when he first died, since everyone knew that even if we held one back then, no one was going to come. This time,
Ja, bacon.
everyone in Poisson, and even many people from the court all attended.
Zei ze dat ze bacon terugbracht? Bacon klinkt goed.
So his name's definitely been cleared now. That's what we like to hear.
It's been the dearest wish of Demoiselle all along.
Maar waar gaat dan de derde story quest over? Dan moeten we Child eruit krijgen, toch?
To put my faith in him. I'm so glad I didn't give up on the case all those years ago.
Ja, goed gedaan.
Oh, by the way, I ran into Charlotte just after I left the memorial service. Well, maybe it'd be more accurate to say I knew she would be there. And there was no way she'd just let me go.
Huh? So you know Charlotte too? The Charlotte? Journalist from the Steambird?
Oh, Charlotte. Ik dacht dat we over iemand anders
Way
hadden.
back when I first became the president of the Spina di Rosula, she was all over me. Wouldn't take no for an answer. I believe the story was
Yo,
called
Charlotte, underrated
True
waifu.
Heart of Darkness, Secret Tales of the Yellow Rose. To be fair though, it was a really flattering feature. So, we've been on pretty good terms ever since.
underrated
She was
waifu.
trying to lean on our friendship to get me to do an exclusive piece on the serial
Ik hoop dat
disappearance.
ze een goede voorstel gaat zijn.
Oh yeah, she told us about that. She's always been super interested in that case, so now her wishes finally come true too.
Anyway, I told her to make sure that when she writes about you guys entering the opera house with the critical evidence, that you both sound really cool.
Now that's another thing to look forward to. We trust Charlotte's skills with a pen for sure.
Kan ik het lezen? Of is dat geen
and
optie?
in other news, I also took Clarand out for a meal.
Oh, are you two on better terms now?
Ik hoop het wel.
While you were investigating Vache's headquarters, Clarand gave testimony on my father's behalf.
Oké.
It was thanks to her that we were able to turn the tide. I wanted to thank her. I mean, there's also no point in being awkward all the time.
Klopt.
So we took the chance to reconcile with each other.
Oh, that's great. Paimon also thought Clarend wasn't actually a bad person. It's always good to have more friends.
Anyway, now that the case has finally been solved, perhaps it will slowly begin to fade from the public consciousness.
Klopt. Echt 100%.
Actually, there's still one last thing I need to do.
Oh, fuck. Wat is het?
I should pay a visit to my father's grave and tell him the truth of what happened, as well as how it all ended. And on top of that, just how much people still look up to him to this day. That includes me, too.
Miss Navia.
Indeed.
We want to go too. We also think Callus is a really admirable person.
Nee, ik wil domeins farmen.
Sure thing. I'd like you two to share the moment with me. After all, without you, there might not have been such a positive ending.
Klopt.
And in that case, everyone, let's be off. Considering the recent weather, we'll be lucky if we can reach Poisson before dark.
Yeah, you're right. It's been raining non-stop for a few days now.
Serieus? Is dat niet slecht? Is regen niet slecht in Fontaine? Ik me goed herinner wel, toch?
This is where my father's grave is.
Ik heb Carl's vriend zijn graf heb ik nooit
Even I
gevonden.
haven't been back here for a long time.
Huh? There's someone there already.
Nee, maar... Wacht.
That figure. It can't be.
Het was toch, zeg maar, dat Fontaine op een gegeven moment zou overstromen. Dus zal veel regen dan juist niet slecht zijn. Omdat het blijft maar regenen en daardoor wordt het waterlevel hoger en overstroomt het uiteindelijk.
Isn't that Nervalette? Why would the Chief Justice be here? Huh? Navia?
Nee, als het stopt, dan is het weer normaal. Oh, oké. Ja, wat Leonard zei in het begin, dat er een prophecy was, dat op een gegeven moment heel Fontaine onder water zou staan, basically. Zo, ik dacht dat daarom misschien het regen slecht was.
I should have asked before coming to pay my respects.
Maar dat is niet ons probleem. Klopt, weet je wat? Helemaal gelijk. Dat is niet ons probleem. Wij teleporteren weg. Je hebt helemaal gelijk. Maar ik zou het wel jammer vinden als Fontaine weg zou gaan. Oh, ik ben even douchen. Ga lekker douchen.
Don't say that.
Sorry about that.
Genshin players douchen toch maar eens per maand. Zo, je moet je maandelijkse douche hebben.
Oh, I was trying to say there's no need for you to apologize.
I wanted to show my father how much I've grown. But still, I doubt I've grown to the point that even the Chief Justice would feel compelled to apologize to me over and over.
In that case, I will stop apologizing for now.
You
That's
really
geen
could use
vision.
some pointers on understanding human emotions, Monsieur Neuvillette.
Neuvillette.
In
Dat is zijn
any
naam.
case, why did you come to Poisson?
Well, ever since that day, I've been turning a question over and over in my head. Just what is justice anyway? There was once a time when I didn't want to believe that there could be anything more important to humans than life itself. Oh, rather than that, it's probably more truthful to say I didn't believe humans were capable of resisting the most basic instinct of living things. That they could rebel against their own nature, or consider certain things to be more important than their own lives. Which is also why I didn't stop your father from beginning that fateful duel.
Okay.
I believed that a truly innocent man would never throw away his life like that. That there was nothing, should have been nothing more important than one's own continued survival.
Maar dat is niet waar, my
Mr.
G.
Callis proved me utterly and decisively wrong. If not for his sacrifice, the serial disappearances case would have remained unsolved to this day. Mr.
Salute in
Callis
the
made
chat.
the choice he did for his daughter.
Salute
his
in the chat,
associates,
please.
and for many people
Skip hem man als je er nog bent. Please salute in the chat.
And in the end, from a certain perspective, one could say that he did it all for the sake of justice. A justice that's higher than life itself. So, you asked me why I came here. I just wanted to say my apologies to Mr. Callis in person. I should have noticed all of this much sooner.
Salute in the chat.
This regret has filled me with a
Voor meneer
sadness
Callis.
that has haunted
Een
me for
ware
days.
man en legend.
That high and mighty chair in the opera epiclese indeed insulates one from many important things. Spina di Rosula, thank you so much for your hard work and perseverance.
I'm sorry for being mad at you before. So, you're actually one of those types that's cold on the outside, but pretty thoughtful on the inside, huh? That reminds me of Silver, one of my guys.
Sorry about that. Self-expression is not one of my strong suits.
Didn't I just say you don't need to apologize?
Ah, so Navia and Neuvillette seem to have made their peace as well. Let's not disturb them for now. We can wait till after.
Mensen lopen buiten te zagen, joh. Hebben we de story quest complete? Nee, ja, volgens Neuvillette. Yo, waren hier tot ochtend?
Paimon's never paid respects at someone's grave before. Did Paimon do anything rude there? Huh? Oh, Paimon didn't know that was a thing. But Paimon doesn't know what she would do if she can't fly. Oh no. Paimon hopes Miss Navia won't be too mad.
Yo, look at me, look smug en al. Ik weet niet, bro. Ik heb zo lang dezelfde gezichten gezien. Ik vind het zo leuk om nu eindelijk andere gezichten te zien. Look at me. Dit is de... Dit is de fucking... Je moet me denken aan like the light skin meme. Like, Century was Arabia. Angels like you.
Anyway, Neuvillette is still standing around there. It's not often that we can catch him alone like this, so why don't we go talk to him for a bit? If we can't talk to Lady Farina, we can at least talk to him, right?
Dat is een goeie. Yo, weet jij waar onze zus is?
Oh, it's you two. Did Miss Navia invite you to come pay your respects to her father?
Mm-hmm. We ran into Navia on the streets today, so we just followed her here.
I see. Then is there something that I can help you with?
Well, it's pretty hard to run into you like this, since you're usually super busy. So we figured we could try to ask you a few questions, if that's okay.
Please feel free. Though outsiders, you helped us solve one of the greatest mysteries in Fontaine, and it would be my pleasure to return the favor.
Even kijken. The water, about the sea, about child, about my sibling.
Your sibling? Another blonde-haired traveler? I'm sorry, but I've never seen anyone who matches that description. If she ever stepped foot in Fontaine, I'm sure she followed our laws to the letter, and had no reason to appear on the stage of the opera Epicles. Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about?
Ja, heel eerlijk, child. Ik ben best wel benieuwd. About the poor girl has been... Oh, the prophecy. Ja, dat weet ik ook.
My investigation has still not reached its conclusion. However, I still believe the judgment of the Oratrice was not rendered arbitrarily.
But you also said you thought he was innocent.
For many years, I have been quite aware that the Oratrice does not simply mechanically repeat the verdict that I give on each case. As a divinely created mechanism, the people's unified faith in the concept of justice is integrated into it. Not only can it produce the incredible power of indemnitium, but it likely also possesses other traits, such as self-awareness. Which is all to say, I have been prepared for a situation like this for a long time.
Huh. So when Lenny told us that he heard a human voice from the room where the Oratrice's core is stored...
I was not aware such a thing had occurred. Perhaps that could serve to prove my conjecture. I will add that to the list of items to investigate. In any case, I am inclined to believe that the Oratrice does have a methodology all its own. We just do not have enough information. Based on Farina's reaction, I doubt even she had any idea what was going on. She managed to bluff her way through it, though, with her time-tested twin tricks of bravado and drama. While we do intend to get to the bottom of this, for now, we regret to say that the Fatui Harbinger will just have to bide his time in the fortress of Meripede. If we did incorrectly convict him of crimes he did not commit, we will most certainly compensate him to the fullest extent allowed by the law.
Laten we eerlijk zijn. Charles kan waarschijnlijk gewoon een jailbreak doen.
Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about?
Charles kan waarschijnlijk toch ontsnappen als hij dat zou willen.
That the sea levels will rise and everyone will be dissolved in water, leaving Farina crying alone on her throne, but the sins of the people will be finally washed away for good. Does that appropriately summarize the version you've heard?
Yeah.
That's right! It was Lenny that told us back then. And that about covers all the main points.
Yes, up to the present, I think we reached a point where we have no choice but to confront this prophecy directly. Rumors have it that this prophecy is rooted in the last words the former Hydro Archon left to the world before she passed away.
A prophecy? Of the former Hydro Archon? Wow. This is the first time that we've ever heard of it.
Oh yeah.
2 parts of the prophecy have already proven correct. The rising sea levels and the ability of the people of Fontaine to be dissolved. We should be more vigilant and stay on the watch for further signs. Speaking of the prophecy, Farina has also always taken it quite seriously. Indeed, she has been collecting information and intelligence from across Tevat for this purpose. If the rumors were true, then perhaps this prophecy is the conundrum left to Farina by her predecessor.
But with Farina being the way she is, can we really trust her to solve it?
Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about?
Ja, about dan deze.
So, at court, the bad guys referred to that special water as water from the primordial sea, but what is it really?
Ja, dat vraag ik me ook.
Truthfully, that name is already quite accurate. I can only surmise that Vache and his ilk only learned of its nature and existence after extensive research. There used to be a special sea on the surface of this planet. The nature of its seawater was rather different from that of the sea we know today. Most of Tevat's life forms were first born in that special sea. You could say it nurtured much of the life on this planet.
Okay. Lore.
It really was where everything began.
Damn, that's crazy.
But today, the primordial sea no longer exists on the planet's surface. What Vache discovered must have been some kind of special case, or a remnant from a truly ancient age.
Huh. So that's how it is. Oh, you really know everything, Monsieur Neuvillette. But if that's the case, then why would people, At least people from Fontaine dissolve in that kind of water.
Indeed. Why would the primordial sea, which was known to engender and nurture life, suddenly reverse itself and devour life instead? To be frank, that also doesn't match my understanding of this world and its laws. There must still be some unknown secrets around the people of this land.
Dat is
Is there anything else you'd like to ask me about?
Nee, maar heb ik de optie? No, I have no more questions.
Very well. It was my honor to provide you with what answers I could. I very much enjoyed conversing with you. It will soon be time for me to leave this blissful tranquility behind and return to Palais Memoria.
You really are super busy, Monsieur Neuvillette. Paimon thought you only came here to pay your respects today because you had the day off.
Crime and villainy do not have the day off, and so justice must work around the clock as well. This is merely the nature of a justice's work.
All right, you've got a point. Huh? Paimon just noticed that the rain has stopped.
Nu pas? Quest complete! Vond je dit nou een leuke video? Dan kun je ze zeker de eerste video kijken op mijn kanaal. Wil je meer live dingen van mij zien? Dan moet je ze zeker naar Twitch gaan. Want je ziet de chat. Mensen waren er. Het was hilarisch. En als er zo meteen de muziek begint te spelen, kun je nog 2 andere video's van mij aanklikken. En dan zie ik je hopelijk weer terug bij de volgende video.